Oh yeah, it's gonna fire. There's 15 people.
Kamado XP.
Oh, I wonder what he's playing. Keck W. Alright, let me send a tweet out since we're on the internet. Wow, it's 16 people, so it would have fired under the old one as well.
The number 9 person also wanted to play my deck, I think. I don't know if they play it today.
It's like Pascal G something, right?
No. Well, maybe the name is similar. I have to look it up. It's like, what's his name?
Oh, I should probably...
Marcus Thibault, something.
Oh, number 9, not number 8, I see. Yep.
Oh yeah, no, not the Pascal guy. I know the Pascal guy as well, but that's not like the Marcus wanted to play my deck as well, but then for some reason he didn't have time. So maybe we will play today. Maybe not. Don't know. It would be fun if we encounter the mirror edge.
I don't know, it's probably a lot of positioning, right?
Yeah, probably.
But also, like, somehow Painter Servant's probably your worst card, too.
Yeah, you probably don't want painters in your deck, even post-board. Maybe like 1 or 2. Because every time you tap out for it, you could die. But you can also bail your opponent's Grindstone.
Yep.
So maybe it's not that bad. Like, I just used to side out all the painters if I play when I played against mono red painter. But the actual mirror maybe might play out differently. I don't know. It's probably not going like nobody is gonna resolve anything or something.
Yeah, Stefan played this in the showcase also to 7-2.
Sadly, I mean, it's still a decent record, I guess. But like, both losses were like 1-2, really close, and they could have went the other way, probably played different, or maybe like one of them probably couldn't have done anything about that.
Wow, look at all these people. Why are there more people than there were before? That's so weird.
Because people didn't leave.
Well, no, I mean, before the minimum was 16, and these were like barely firing if they did. But now that the prizes are nerfed.
Oh, that's what you mean. Well, I don't know.
That's so weird.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but whatever. Anyways, let's talk about the deck. All right. So this is Stefan's brainchild, is how I would put it, because he was bored of Legacy. You were bored of Legacy for so long, I feel like, and then you finally came back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's that and the meme didgeridoo deck where like started playing again.
That was so
even though didgeridoo was mostly a byproduct of me wanting to troll Anurag, but it's still a good reason IMO.
But it was close to being good. Then you cut all of the Minotaurs for painter cards.
That's not how I built this deck. I didn't cut Minotaurs and put good cards in. This deck, I actually wanted to build a... What was the reason? The reason was I wanted to play Snow with Blast's main deck.
Right.
Because I felt like not only... Like, it was not about the mirrors, it was mostly about matchups like Mono Blue Karn Doomsday and Omni decks that you can beat them game one with Blast, and Blasts are also not that bad against Delver. So like it's in a plethora of matchups, Blast is already a good main deck card. But obviously you get punished if you like put more than 1 or 2 into your main deck, and then you get paired against D&T or Elves or something like that. And those are already like close-ish matchups. But I guess depending on the lists, D&T could be not close, but obviously it's gonna get closer if you put dead cards into your main deck. So I tried to find a reason to put more Blast into my deck, and that's basically what I ended up with.
Yeah, it makes sense. If you want to play Blasts versus everything, the way to enable that is Painter Servant.
I just felt like the Snow versus Combo and Snow Mirror would be really, really easy if you have more Blasts, because the actual density of cards that Snow wins the game with is very low. It's like 2 to 3 Okos, I guess, and then 3 to 4 Uros, and the rest is, I guess sometimes they run like a Leovold or like a Jace and stuff like that main deck. And there is obviously the Greenstone Zenith versions, but they are built differently, so let's exclude them for now. Like most, also like the Miracle deck from Mark, from Baby, that one also has a very low density of win conditions. So if you have 2 Blasts in your opener, basically you can be assured that your opponent is not gonna get card advantage or a win condition until turn, I don't know, 10 plus, unless they have a Sylvan Library.
And we have a match just like that. Or maybe we have a match. The event, there's like a 50% chance the event
That
just crashes instead. Like the limited event last Sunday.
Probably 50%, yeah.
Oh, alright, we know what we're in for.
That should be an interesting matchup.
Alright, I'm keeping.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, easy keep.
Playing against Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Is it Forest Scale?
Yeah, no. It's Mr. Rainforest, I think.
Oh, sure.
You don't wanna make him like. You don't wanna. I mean, which deck plays Forest Go? I guess because it's you, Jarvis, maybe Forest Go would have been a good play, because then he would have thought you were like lands or something. But which hand do you keep on 7 that plays Forest Go? Oh, that was close. Why did you put black mana in his mana pool?
He was thinking about doing it, but I'm just untapping and drawing.
You just untap and play Forest. Oh, actually, no. I think you play Forest. I think you play Forest. Actually, you want to play the Quaddle and then Brainstorm afterwards, right?
Right.
Because if you Brainstorm first and then you play the Quaddle the next time.
Whoa! Did he have 6?
I don't know.
Like, so I should get Volcanic.
Having no mercy and just cast Quaddle.
But it looked like he accidentally hit F6 too many times.
Yeah, it looked a lot like that. You might ask him in chat about it. Or maybe not.
I'm not going to do it unless if he initiates. Because that's such a feel bad, right?
Yeah, we're just not going to say anything. Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw it except...
So the clock is coming down. That's how this deck wins, Jarvis. 1-1.
Alright, he said something.
Feels bad.
He's sad. Or mad. That's like a new.
Our next turn is probably gonna be just Astral. Maybe we don't even play the Astral.
I was thinking about that. What if we just leave up Brainstorm, Power Blast, Fail?
Yeah, I like that more actually.
I'm probably just gonna shuffle away the Astrolabe with my Brainstorm.
That depends. We might, like, if we hit worse cards. Yeah, but it's a possibility. Yeah. Thing is, like, because we're kind of far ahead because you discard end step, it's probably correct not to tap out. It's kind of tough. I actually would maybe even Brainstorm so that we can use the fetch and blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually the play. So we don't want the second Grindstone for sure.
Grindstone Astrolabe is my instinct.
My instinct would be Grindstone land, actually, because what do we really do with 4th land here? Like, the one thing that you can do is if you draw a painter and another... Nah, I would put back Grindstone and land, actually. I don't know.
Was there any merit to putting the bolt back?
Yeah, but we can... I feel like we don't have that much. Like, we are casting the blast this turn.
Okay.
So we don't have to leave up as much the following turns. So I'd rather have like 3 more damage. It sounds weird, but he could have like a Nauseam or like something like Pier, or I don't know how they are called, all of them. Then
so like, yeah, I see what you're saying. Every Veil is a time walk in this matchup as well.
Kind of, yeah. That's really good for us if he doesn't have days, I guess. So obviously now the land would be good because we didn't know that we drew Ponder, but every land is gonna be decent now. Okay, so I would Ponder first, actually.
Okay.
There's Force of Will and land, so we're gonna draw both, I think.
So I can draw the... Oh, it doesn't matter. I just draw both of those and say...
You have to draw because it's a fetch land, right? If it would have been a dual land, you could have done the... Actually, no, because you can't do the trick because we have only 1 blue card. So...
Wait, so do
You wanted to do the...
No, I was just going to cycle both Astrolabes.
Oh yeah, then I would just do that. I would cycle the first one, and then I would fetch and play the underwater.
Am I getting Tropical Island?
It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, you get Tropical Island. It's probably better. I don't think there's any game where that matters, actually. Yeah, and then we're attacking. So obviously we only have 1 force now, but we have a lot of good draws still.
It's too early to cast Brainstorm? It's not early enough, if you ask me.
Well, the thing is... Yeah, that one
I think he's joking about how early it is.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So by this point, it should be pretty clear that we're not a normal snow deck, right?
Yeah, because the way, like, 1 blast and mountain could still be like Pokepile with a blast, and the random quaddle, but yeah, by now it should be clear. This is... Ooh.
Thoughts?
That's really bad. That's really bad, because if we counter that and he has a Cabal Ritual next turn, we can't do much about it.
So I probably have to let it go, right?
I think you have to risk it. We might die here, but I don't think we could have done anything then.
Great.
It's bad.
Alright.
I think you just let it resolve.
Yeah, of course.
Hope he goes for Adnos.
Exactly, and hope Bolt seals the deal.
That's weird that we... I guess we just didn't draw another blast or painter or anything. Yeah. So the thing is, like, if we countered that...
So we're actually dead, right?
Yeah, we're dead. If we countered the Dark Raid, we would have still died next turn. So they're like... The only way to not die next turn is to top deck a Force of Negation, basically. So there was no... Yeah, we couldn't have done anything about that. I think we are just dead this game.
I love that he discarded on turn 2 and we still easily lost.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Well, I guess we have a lot of do-nothings. We had like the Bolt, we had a Grindstone, we had the 5th land.
The problem is I can never not Veil that first Thoughtseize.
No, you can't. You can't. I think there was just no way to win this game.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, Tannen. The joke. I got it now. He could still be playing Empty the Warrens. So maybe you bring in those. I would bring in Snapcaster Mage because it can flashback Veil. So what's bad? I have not played this matchup at all yet. So I think worst cards are probably Oko and Quaddles. I think Quaddle is a little bit better than Oko, so I would cut the Okus first.
I think I only want one Staticaster, actually.
Yeah, Staticaster is pretty bad. You have to combo anyway to win. Yeah, I would just yeah, I would do it like this actually.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about if there is a way that we like deck if we don't have Oko, but we have the Grindstones, we have 4x, 1x, X1s, I guess. Yeah, he will also just. I'm just thinking. Yeah, I think we're fine. Is there any merit to? No, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, you could make an argument for, like, if he plays a Wish Call list, that maybe an Oko, but then on the other hand, if he's playing a different list, you'd rather have the 1/1 cycling thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he is playing Wish Claws, but
yeah, Oko is not the greatest answer anyway.
I mean, a Braid would be better versus Wish Claw, but it's not even that good.
Well, nah. I think we're fine. We're
I'm
also
not. By the way, people often ask about Blue Blasts. I think it's bad when their only red card is Past in Flames.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
If they're playing Burning Wish, it's different. But here, no, I don't like it. Against TS, I would bring them actually because they have Rite of Flame as well. This one seems keepable, not great either because no Wayouts and because we don't have all the colors yet. I would actually play a fetch and pass here and not play anything turn 1. Because they know we have Veil, so they might cast Cantrip instead of discard turn 1. And that's how we might be able to get them.
Yep.
They're just passing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so that's kind of bad, right? But
should I just play the Grindstone? Probably.
Maybe you just drop the. Let me think. Yeah, I think you do that. We are too it's too unsafe to do the other play simply.
I agree.
Also, if we draw a painter or not, it would be really insane.
Yep.
There's a Lab, which is, I think, a decent draw because this way we can cast both blasts.
Okay. Snapcaster. That's not bad.
Now we pass again, yeah. And then next turn we can ponder.
Yep.
I think you don't want to ponder now because he might have exactly one cantrip and like draw a second one now and then fire both off. And you don't know. Okay. Oh, that's weird.
Do I Lab first or do I Astrolabe first? Or, you know,
the thing is, like, yeah, the Lab first gives us better ponder info, but we might be constrained on mana otherwise.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think I would cast the ponder actually.
All right.
Because you still have the Snapcaster as a pitch card. This is a shuffle. 100% a shuffle, I think. This is pretty. I would just pass here because
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, this deck against combo decks, you just generally do a lot of passing, so we can normalize this behavior. This is gonna happen a lot more today, I think.
Right.
Okay, and now you can finally. We're kind of safe here because, yeah, let's play Forest. We're kind of safe here because even if they make us cast the Veil, we still have a Snap Veil. So we are basically just waiting to draw a Painter or a Grindstone here to get real ahead.
The one danger I think is actually Empty the Warrens, but it's not even a lock that they.
we still had to shuffle away this one. You have to counter, I think. And we still had to shuffle away the Staticaster.
I agree.
I think it was just too high risk of us like not having good flexible interaction. Yeah, this is just more passing. We will not mill them because
I know I was never planning on milling them. Yeah. It's like milling your opponent when they have Uro in their deck, except worse because Pass in Flames is so much better than Uro in that deck.
I think he only plays one Pass in Flames. But
yeah, but
if you hit that, it's just so much game over that it's not worth it. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And we are more likely to draw a Painter before we naturally mill them out. Yeah, I think you're just gonna play all the lands. I think we're still far away from being in danger, but we definitely would like to draw like some action. here at this point. That's a Veil. Okay. I think we might not play this land out.
Yeah, depends. They did see the Grindstone in game 1, yeah.
Yeah, they saw it under duress.
1, 2, 3, 4,
we
5,
could-
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't have to play the land out still.
You don't really have to play. Yeah, you can still blast, and you can snap Veil.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's what I was counting for.
We were just. I predict them casting another discard, thus snap Veiling. Okay, nothing. That's kind of good for us because that means at least 2 more turns for us. I think you might want to play it out now because there might be scenarios where we force hard cast.
Exactly.
And also it's good to have all the lands out with this many blasts in case we draw a painter. So that's snap Veil.
Yeah. Also nice that this actually does something, right?
Because now finally we have a clock in play.
Yeah, but
it's not very
playing
fast.
Ambush Viper or even like Silver Gill Adept, I don't think is worth it.
This matchup would probably be much better if we had more Snapcasters.
I agree.
This card is just really good with Veil in the matchup. Oh, that's interesting. Is that a response darker? Oh, it's a.
Oh.
I guess.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's
so
fine. That's absolutely.
I mean, obviously our clock is gone, but if we draw a painter, then we just win the game. So, I mean, fine. Oh, there's something else.
They might be flustering.
That's storm count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can't pay. But it's a Cabal Ridge. So that's kind of interesting because they might have a Veil themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, is there any way to play around that though? I don't think so. I feel like you just. I mean, if you counter that and they have Veil plus combo, then. I mean, well, actually, I think you've got to let it go because
they don't have threshold.
They don't have threshold yet.
Yeah, I'm going to just let it go.
Yeah. There is the fluster. Can't do much about that. It's kind of bad.
If I force a copy, no, that's still Storm 5, so and I have 4 mana, right? Okay.
We might just be dead again.
Kind of impressive, but
yeah, we also didn't draw any like painters in the whole match. Imagine a painter.
I know.
I think we would have just won the game. But...
maybe their hand sucks.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that we're dead now. We're gonna see.
How does that look about it?
Too well. Yeah. So if Past in Flames, this would be. Yeah, I guess. Oh, that's just generous.
Nothing I can do, right?
That's kind of sad.
Okay, Latasi, we're Teamer Painter. That's not a fair classification of the card.
We're a painter deck.
Yeah.
So we didn't bring in all those blasts. They were already main deck.
Like, just imagine if we draw a Painter Servant.
Yeah, we would have won the game, basically. Also, like, they could have had like a cantrip instead of a ritual or something, and we might have won the game as well. It was just a very unlikely distribution of cards that. So, yeah, that it played out this way. One thing we could have done different, obviously, was countering the Cabal Ritual, but I think that would have not done anything, because if you force Cabal Ritual, they resolve the rest, they take a blast. We get one more draw step that way, but you cannot know that they have Fluster plus Kill. It was kind of likely for them to have the Fluster, though. Like, it looked like they had Fluster. Actually, I thought that was Veil, not Fluster, but it could have been Fluster or Veil.
Yeah, they're basically identical outcomes there.
If you counter the Cabal, then they fluster the Veil still. Or maybe they let the Veil resolve and then Oh, I think they fluster the Veil still, and then they take a Force, and then take a Blast, and then you have to draw Painter or Force of Negation or Force of Will. Or a Grey Fade, maybe, but then they cannot Gnaws. Yeah, I think they're just really unfavored to win this scenario. It just wasn't it. I also haven't played against this deck yet with my deck, so I feel like it might not be the best matchup, but it looked like that. It looked like for me, like on paper, that it shouldn't be that bad because you have a combo kill, you have Veils, you have Blast for Cantrips, you have 6 Forces. We also just drew how many lands? It was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And this is like an 8-land
Tossie, I think I disagree with you just because of how insane it is with Painter Servant, but I do see your point.
I could see the fourth snake over a blast, but I don't think Oko would be better than a blast.
I mean, we only have 6 blasts, and we drew 3 of them.
Also, like, we could have just drawn it. Like, the blasts make the painter, like, a control
exactly
tool, basically. If you drop a painter on turn 3 with a flat veil out, you're very unlikely to die. And then the following turn, you have a lot of counters unlocked.
So since we have so much time, I fired up.
The only thing that we could have done different was simply counter the Cabal Ridge, I think. I think there was no way to like play this much better. Decent hand.
Yep. We're on the draw, which, you know, doesn't really matter that much, I think. But could matter.
Yeah, not really. It matters if they are a Chalice deck or D&T.
Okay.
It's fine.
You played a lot versus this.
Yeah, this matchup is fine. Yeah, so there is the thought about playing around Stifle, but them holding up Stifle means they can't drop in Arcanist. Actually, what I think the correct play is, this is gonna sound crazy, is playing the fetch land and passing. Because if they play an Arcanist, you're not gonna be able to answer it if you don't force it. So this way you can play around Daze and also blast back if they force. And if they don't have Stifle and tap out, you can instant blast it over. So that's the reason I would do this play. Obviously, if they are just attacking passing, then we're not blasting the Delver because they could have Stifle.
I like that analysis.
That looks like...
looks like straight blue-red.
Yeah, it looks like... So you have to force this, pitching a Ponder probably. And if they force back, then we can force the blast the force. So then now we are going to blast the Delver, I think.
Yep.
Because we are so constrained on mana that we definitely want to use our mana if we have a reason to.
Okay, I don't think they have Daze in their hand, probably.
Probably not, yeah. So I would not play the Painter.
I agree.
I would actually cast the Ponder first. Because the Astrolabe, even though it fixes your mana, it is more important to hit a third land anyway. And so you're very likely to hit green anyway. Well, so I would rather get the delayed Dazed in case, you know. This is 1 land too much from what we need, but we can draw the Quaddle and the fetch land.
Yep. And
then maybe brainstorm away the forest or the painter and maybe keep the 4. We don't know yet, you know. So that's definitely our sequence here, IMO. I know it looks weird to ponder before the Astrolabe, but I feel like if you random draw and then, well, I guess this sequence is only better against Daze, and they were not likely to have Daze in their hands. So, but I would still play it this way, I think. Okay, so they're double cantripping, probably not having any pressure.
Well, they topped 1 from the Preordain, but it could have just been another Preordain. Yeah. And they topped 1 again from the Preordain, but
so at this point, I would actually play the fetch and pass.
Okay.
Thing is, they might have Sprite Dragon, so I want to leave up the Quaddle. There is no reason to play the Painter, so we only lose the flexibility of hitting a sorcery speed card that we that we cast after the Brainstorm, right?
Right.
If we don't do anything, so. And that's not that high. Like, you could hit Astrolabes and Ponders and maybe a Grindstone, but that's it. There's nothing else in this deck that you want to cast main phase, so just leave out Quaddle for the Sprite there again. If they don't do anything, we might flash it in instead. We might also keep it. Like, there's sometimes scenarios where you don't flash in the Quaddle just so they don't know about it. So just so they think that you don't have one. So that, like, in some, like, the next attack or anything, you can just block it. Oh, so that's we have 2 bolts in our deck. We have also a blast though. It's kind of interesting.
My instinct is to brainstorm and then play Coatl.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah. I was just thinking about outs and stuff. Playing around stuff as well. The Force of Negation is not very good here.
No, it's not.
I think you'd like to have the forest. You'd like to put away the island and the Force of Negation.
Alright.
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna fetch another island and play Coatl.
Yeah, I think you play it in response.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You could play it instead anyway, but they haven't played a land yet, so you don't know if they like play a land and have Stifle or Snare up or anything weird. So no reason to. And we're gonna play it anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so they actually had a new days, which is fine. It's fine. We had to cast a Coatl because we definitely want an answer for the Arcanist. So they were gonna replay the. Oh, that's actually pretty bad for us because they could have a bolt up now.
Yeah.
But don't think there's a way.
Okay. I was wondering if they were gonna replay it. They almost didn't. It looked like.
Grindstone. You're forced to brainstorm, I think.
Yeah. It sucks because there's like certainly a fail case on this.
Yep. Second Arcanist and the day I think they might have.
Wow. Okay.
That's bad for. It's really bad for us.
Okay.
We might lose now. Okay, so there's 2 ways to play this. You can either play the Grindstone and pray to draw a land so that you play around a Chain Lightning or anything, or you play the Painter and hope they find a bolt, or you just play Grindstone and hope you find the blast or anything the next turn.
I think I'm gonna play a Grindstone here.
Yeah, probably. You have to play the land for
sure,
though, because if they ever tap out, we might have a window. That's really bad. They have a blast.
Yeah,
probably good deck building though.
Main deck blast, I think, is not that bad for all of the reasons you want to play main deck blast. It applies to them too, right?
Yeah, guy in chat. I played at Nauseam Tendrils so much. It's probably my most played deck, and I always felt like stocking up in blast against me could be like people were not bringing in enough blasts. Actually, I can see that the Coatl might have been better in this game or something, but I think blasts are very, very good still. Well, that actually punishes us for playing Forest, but that's also if they have a bolt, it doesn't matter. Is there any way? I think we pass and maybe Force of Negate the cantrip off the Arcanist.
That's what I was thinking. It looks really goofy, but I think it's actually correct.
Yeah, but at this point, we're not playing for card quantity anymore. We're playing for like card quality, right? We hope for them to not find the correct answer.
Yeah, we're playing for a cheese win, I think, is how to put it, right?
Yeah, because this Delver doesn't matter at all, for example. It's like
right.
bad card. I mean, Oko can be good against the NT in some scenarios. It's just not very consistent. That's the thing. Like, sometimes it can elk your LED that you have to play out for whatever reason. But okay, if we draw a land, I think you just go for it. Like,
I agree.
Hail Mary.
I shouldn't have played my land first.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
It's okay.
there a reason to go upkeep? I think it's actually better to do it main phase. What if force the painter kicks? Well, this way we can still draw another painter, I guess.
Yep.
But just looking grim. The thing is, the fact that they drew the days for the one turn where we played into it, then had a blast and had a second Arcanist was a little bit too much for us.
It was. I'm gonna check how much time. All right, we still have plenty
We're
of
still
matches.
gonna have enough time.
Yeah.
They're still thinking about which card to pitch.
They pitch Force of Negation.
Yeah, I mean,
right, that's fine.
Okay.
Wait, I'm removing all these stops now. Now there's nothing to think about. Oh, actually.
I mean, I don't think we're. You could Grindstone away a card that they revoked Delver, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Like if it's a bolt, I think you want to Grindstone it away, actually. We don't know.
Oh, it's unknown, so I'm probably just not going to Grindstone.
Randomly Grindstoning is net negative because of Arcanist.
Yeah. Okay, we're still live to sack them out, I think. Right? Okay.
Okay, that's something. You could draw a bolt here. Oh, Oko.
Okay.
I actually think that's interesting. I would stack it the way that you have the Brainstorm available next turn and draw the Oko now.
So I'm playing the Oko now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm plussing on my Astrolabe, right?
I think you want to, yeah.
So you want Brainstorm underneath the
actually,
Oko.
wait. Wait, maybe that's bad. Maybe that's bad. I forgot about the Pyroblast in their graveyard. They can just kill the Oko.
So maybe I have to draw Blast this turn, Blast it over, untap Oko, the Arcanist.
Yeah. So there's two lines. You either hope that they don't draw something for the Arcanist this turn, or you Oko and then live with the Elk. I think drawing the Blast now and then drawing the Oko is probably better.
I agree.
It sounds kind of weird, but and I think you blast the Delver right away, actually, because they could use it for a scry, and then because of the info, they will hit maybe a random cantrip that they otherwise would not have drawn.
And the other issue is if you do it the other way and Oko the Arcanist and they flip their Delver, your Oko dies. So I think
then your Oko just dies for no reason.
Yeah.
They drew a Brainstorm, which is obviously really, really good for them, but couldn't have done much about that, IMO.
Yeah,
so this Arcanist is gonna be annoying. We could Elk the Arcanist though now.
I think I have to. Right.
Yeah, I think if they don't drop an Earth Red, we just Elk the Arcanist and then we have a Brainstorm the turn after.
Sneaky Moss says, I would have shown up earlier if I knew Grindstones were being put into play. Yeah, Stefan's been winning a lot. So far, I have literally lost all my matches with N=1. But joking aside...
Oh, we don't have a red up.
Yeah, it sucks. That's why they're doing it now.
Could we have played around that?
Yes. I could have just pawned...
That's definitely a punt.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it either.
I usually ponder off my non-basics first, though.
Yeah,
it's just
I think it's a good habit, but...
obviously there it sucks.
Yeah, we have to think about that their opponent could have Chain Lightning.
Yeah, Stefan winning is a universal constant. I don't know, his record's what, like 91-20 or
so
something?
As of now, I'm 95-24 with the deck, I think. Yeah. In matches. El Tassi 16, yeah, I get your point. I think you might be correct on the fourth quad or something, but it's kind of hard to analyze it. Like I don't even know how to find out what would be better. Like the qual, like you could count blue cards. Maybe you need the qual as a pitch card and stuff like that. Or but generally speaking, you want to maximize your chance of having a blast turn one. So in this matchup, because the later you draw them, the worse. It's kind of good to have two of them early and to not draw them late. It's kind of weird though. I don't know the math on it.
And one last counterpoint is in the game we played versus him, he only drew one cantrip, and there's like 8 or 10 or however many in the deck.
Yeah, and we didn't draw a painter.
Oh, this looks like I'm dead.
Okay. Well,
Okay, great. I mean,
it was kind of an unfortunate one. This one, I think. So post board, we're gonna kind of morph into a control deck with much of a well, like painter combo. You definitely want all the blue cards in your sideboard. Not the static casters, though. Actually, I meant one blue cards. Yeah, explosives. And the abrades. You definitely bring in the abrades. You just want to maximize on Arcanist outs. You don't want Force of Negation because they don't have a library or Oko that you want to counter. You don't want the painter combo. You should leave one Grindstone or one painter in the deck. I think if it's not Rug, you want the Grindstone actually instead.
Do I want one of each or just one?
You could do one of each, but I believe that the third whale is better than the painter actually. The Grindstone is just an insurance in case everything you have gets blasted, so that you can just activate it 2 or 3 times and they will deck. And yeah, you could also bring in Relic against Arcanist, but I have had very varying experiences with that. It's not as consistent as you might think, and I think the other cards that we have are better. Possibly. You definitely need the one Grindstone, so you can't really cut it for the Relic. It's just too important to not be able, like, I have, like, especially our opponent, they had a Blast main deck, so it's likely that they have 3 or something post board. You want to be able to jam your Okos and Koalas in certain spots and not be like, oh, I have to hold this back because otherwise I might not be able to win the game. So, like, there's one card in your deck that's essentially a death card, but that it gives you, like, more, like, you can play more reckless.
Yeah. I'm keeping this hand, obviously.
Definitely a keep. Definitely not wanting that Grindstone in our hand, but that's
fine. Yeah, we're not playing Carpet of Flowers. You can ask Stefan about that. I don't know the reason.
So the thing is, Carpet is obviously a really broken card in this meta, but you need to be able to do something with your mana. Like, my deck doesn't really do well with extra mana. It works. The reason this deck works at all is because it plays only 18 lands. And that's also the reason why I don't run Uro, but there is more to it anyway. So I think we have no reason to cast anything. I think playing the Grindstone just plays into days randomly, or
I was debating which land to play, but I
I think it was the Sculling turn, but I don't think it matters because we have Astrolabe. I just don't think it matters.
I was trying to construct a scenario where it mattered, and I couldn't think of one fast enough, so I played the Vista.
Anurag like to play the Vistas as well first. People don't like my Vistas.
Oh, so the default is playing Vista first is... what was the... In Snow, it was definitely correct.
In Snow, it's correct because you have more fetch targets of non-Vistas because you have dual lands.
Right. That's
but
what it was.
In this deck, it's usually correct to fetch 3 basics. So yeah, we're just chilling. We might at some point play the Grindstone and start milling them, but yeah, at this point I would just play lands still. I would just don't do anything, just pass turn, wait for them to invest mana, then play the Grindstone later.
So, Ultimate Price, I think the way that Stefan's describing playing this deck, Carpet's not that good because you just sit around for a while and nothing happens.
The thing is, the matchups where Carpet is good are already really good matchups. We don't care about that. We just really don't care about this card. We're not going to cast our Grindstone. We're just waiting.
It's kind of funny because I think versus like normal Painter Grindstone, that card's like an A+ or whatever.
Yeah, but against us, it doesn't do anything. Like, we still have all colors, or Oko will still make use of Astrolabe. The Grindstone obviously is now even more dead than it was before, but it was already a bad card in our hand.
Right.
So, like, it doesn't change much. It is more good for us that they play that than bad. So this one obviously doesn't. I would just let it resolve and try to abrade it, because for this to get out of abrade range, they would have to commit 3 spells, and if they do that, they're empty-handed.
So which land am I cracking?
I think you crack Vista for Forest now because the other one can the others can still fetch islands. It doesn't matter actually.
And also, even if they invest a bunch of spells, we can always Pyroblast the dragon, which is nice.
Yes. We're just chilling. We don't even play the Tropical out.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's correct actually, because playing it's more okay to just get killed.
We just want them to spend mana so that at some point they might not have a blaster. I think you blasted actually.
So D'Amato beat us and then gifted 5 subs, so I appreciate that.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel. It's kind of embarrassing to lose after you discard on turn 2 by accident, and we got destroyed. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Do you want to blast this?
Yeah, I think you blasted because you have access to another blast.
Right.
Usually blast is a removal spell in this matchup, but I believe that like if you have excess blasts, it's generally fine to trade them for canaries because your opponent's draws might get less consistent this way and they might flood.
Why a Braid instead of Bolt? Because it's more expensive. You want to use it.
Yeah, because a Braid is just 2 mana, and we're not in any business to remove this. Yeah, I would not counter this.
Okay.
I would always have like an Insurance Blast in hand for like another Sprite Dragon or a Narset or like a Delver.
Oh yeah, Narset is kind of a beating for this.
They kind of have Narset in their deck. So we are obviously playing this even though it doesn't fix mana. Still, so just to cycle it off the Forest IMO.
Yeah. Stefan said as much. Like a Painter would have made our hand so broken in game 2 that I think it would have been insurmountable.
Yeah, I think if we had a Painter, it would have been really good. So now they can obviously have blasts themselves. So we are still passing the turn and waiting for a Brainstorm to be cast at a point where them casting the blasts actually is of any cost. That's the reason why I think we could actually no. I think you let this. Like it has merits to respond with the Brainstorm because they might not have drawn a blast yet, but no, I think now we just don't have. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Still, I would still pass because they're not doing anything. They most likely have 1 threat in their hand.
Oh my god, we might be forced into a nightmare scenario.
It's fine. This is just a league match. We are focusing on the prelim then after.
Shouldn't have started this match. I thought it would be faster.
This deck can be very slow sometimes. Surgical on Red Blast. I think we Brainstorm now off Vista.
Yeah.
And reassess after.
Surgical. Oh, I think they think we're more combo-y than we are. I think I'm just gonna let the surgical resolve.
Let it resolve. Yeah, and then just let them give them the blast. Like there are only 2 more blasts.
All right, Daniel. Someone in chat was saying that they thought leaving in all 6 blasts versus Ant is wrong. Do you want to comment on that? As Painter specifically. Like, they were suggesting maybe a Coatl or Oko would be better than one of the blasts. I'm curious as to your opinion on that.
Delver is fine.
Yeah.
I think we will end step blast the Delver, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, just to use our mana, and we don't want to give them the Scry. We don't want to let them have the trigger even.
Yeah,
the Bolt is much more important because of Arcanist. You might want to Brainstorm now, actually.
Yeah, if you get blasted, it kind of sucks, but...
Yeah, and it's also like bad against Force of Negation Hardcast, but...
Our hand sucks now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Put away Grindstone and Tropical Island IMO. Because you can still fetch on a Tropical this way. And you kind of have to play out the Wolf now.
Yeah, I agree.
And
it's probably going to get wasted, but that's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's going to get wasted, that's fine. And then end step, we might fetch on Tropical and cast the Quaddle just to start beating them down. We're still up in cards, alright, so like we can do that. Yeah, okay, you tap the Volk.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't understand why people do that so much. It's just like it's a mild nuisance, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, drop, get the snag into play. We might start trying to win. If we draw an Oko, we're also just jamming that, probably.
Agreed. If I had known every match for Silver plays like out like this postboard, I probably wouldn't have started a weak match, actually, now that I think about it. But
I'm sorry. Yeah, you jam that, leave up Forest.
We're veiling basically anything that gets cast here, right?
Everything. Insta-veil.
If they have a daze, that's fine.
Weird that they didn't hardcast the Force. But you can see that. That's good for our timing.
What's life without stressful little W? Kane has it right. What is life without feeling that pain?
Adrenaline.
I was doing that last Sunday in Limited and Legacy Showcase, and then I was finally 6-1 in the Legacy and 1-1 the Limited, so I decided to drop.
I would I'd actually side out the Grindstone for the Relic. Okay. Here. Thing is, when you're on the draw, you have one more card, so it's less likely for you to be forced to run your win conditions into Pyroblasts, basically.
Also, Kane, my seal deck was ultra average. It was probably like a 5.5 out of 10. Not good mana. And I got obliterated round 2 by Ruin Crab, so I decided that that was the end of it.
Keep. That hand is decent.
Yeah, I was 6-1, then I finished 7-2, and I wasn't even close to top 8. So, you know, that's how it is.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a classic scenario of like when your limited deck is not insane enough for you to make you want to play it out. I think it's very reasonable to drop then.
Well, especially if I'm playing a second event at once. If I'm playing just one event, then I'm probably just going to play it out for prizes or whatever, you know?
Yep.
So I assume we're playing Astrolabe here.
You have to, even though they might like Arcanists, and there's like some ways this could go really bad here, but you still have to. Also, like this way. Oh, that's insane.
Oh, that's insane because that
makes us basically not able to lose early. It's like the best card in this matchup.
I kind of find it funny you have Mind Hardness as an answer, except it's like it's kind of awkward sometimes. It's like a turn 7 card, I think.
I have often thought about playing another Blue Blast over it, but you want to be able to hit the green creatures from rock as well.
Oh, so actually the card I was about to suggest is even worse, so I'm not even going to bring it up anymore. It'll be a secret.
Okay. So let's just play Vista and Hydroblast it, so that they cannot Pyroblast or Hydroblast.
If they fawn, do we fight? Okay.
Nah.
Do I cast Ponder?
I think you actually fetch Mountain and pass, because
okay, sure.
It costs you nothing to play around like crazy people playing Stifle, and you're gonna want to insta Pyroblast it over again, IMO.
Okay, we might have enough time to finish this without double queuing, which is thankful.
If we find an Oko in time, we will definitely. Oh, now you don't even want to Pyroblast it, I think.
You sure don't want to kill this 1 mana 1/1?
Nah, not really. Let me Pyroblast that. I think you let it resolve, because if their last cards are Arcanist Force or something, then we're getting really punished. I think with this deck you always play around like worst case scenarios, because you have so much 1 mana interaction that it's actually worth to play around them. Okay, so that's fine. You might want to insta Brainstorm here. The thing is, we have Ponder in hand, and we are definitely going to cast Embrace next turn. So then again, we only have we have a blast that's going to be played into the ace. So, ooh. Well, that changes things. I think you want to get rid of the Astrolabe and keep the 4th land, and just try to steal their Arcanist.
So you want to put Astrolabe?
Yeah, just shuffle, like put Astrolabe on top. Wait, actually, maybe, yeah, I think you need the 4th land. Put Astrolabe on top, and then
redraw a land.
We just redraw. Yeah, we just redraw, and then we steal the Arcanist. And obviously, this now comes down to them having a blast or not. But worst case scenario, we can still abrade it. So it's not that bad, actually.
Opponent's reading.
If we had a blue blast here, it would be so good. But
I agree, but it is what it is.
It's fine, though.
Remember, I told you you should play Dreadfort Arcanist in your sideboard. We had this discussion. Oh, thank God. That match is still going on.
There's a blast, I think. Or there is it. We don't care about that.
I can kill all of their creatures with my blasts, actually, if I want to.
You might actually blast Delver now in combat just to reduce clock. Because worst case scenario, they still have a blast, so they blast the Mind Harness in your upkeep, and then you need to cast Abrade and stuff. So we definitely want to use mana.
Yeah, I agree.
In case that stuff happens.
Yep.
They might even blast here too.
They might bolt the Arcanist as well, because
that would be really good still. Because
I agree. Because we got a 2-for-1 out of it, essentially.
Yes.
My top cards. No, I shuffled, right?
Yeah, we didn't shuffle yet, but we will shuffle away the Astrolabe, I think. We're gonna tap mana for Mind Harness. Yeah, I don't think we want the Astrolabe. Yeah, I would upkeep shuffle.
Yep.
Get a forest or something.
I think I'm gonna tap the forest, right? Or should I tap an island?
Yeah, you're tapping the forest.
Yeah.
You're tapping the forest, and then we might even not cast upon. I guess. Yeah, we're obviously going into combat first in case they don't have an answer, because we don't know. Maybe they really have nothing. I'm pretty sure they have something though. Either a blast or a bolt, because they didn't cast a ponder that they revealed.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
They must have something. Obviously, we would like it to be a bolt and not a blast, but can't have everything. Yeah, so at this point...
Okay,
there's the bolt. That's fine. That's totally fine.
I think I'm going to play my land and abrade it.
No, I think you want to qual block.
Oh, and that's a sick draw as well.
Yeah, I think you want to attempt to block it with
yeah. And we say go, we might be able to bait them into attacking into it. So we just have a cantrip terminate.
Yeah. The blast makes it more safe as well. This one definitely resolves.
So our Harness hymned them for a Arcanist and a Bolt.
Yeah, we paid 2 mana with basically one with Echo. And they lost 3 mana worth of cards and 2 cards.
So I'm just paranoid about that time. So I always tab over when I'm not doing something.
Even if we it's gonna be fine. Unless we're playing against Miracles in the prelim. Okay, that's fine. We just take 4, we untap. We don't want to play the blast into a daze. It's fine if we're at 11. It won't matter. I think now you might want to Astrolabe. Actually, I think now you might want to blast first. Because you don't want to play into Fluster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
So they're looking for a...
Yeah, they want to force. They want to force this. This could go wrong, but we have a lot of outs.
We have a lot of blasts, so, like, I mean...
Yeah, we could die now. Maybe it was correct to play the Ponder first, but I kind of didn't want to play into a Fluster Storm, so it was...
Okay,
it's dead. You Astrolabe first for info, because now we have enough
2-minute warning. Alright, come on, deck.
Ponder. Take those.
We might have to double queue for a bit, which is a problem, but
it's fine. That's also fine. So next turn, I think the play is, well, actually, I think we actually play explosives on 2 next turn.
Okay.
Oh, there's a cantrip or a bolt, possibly. Oh, it's a cantrip. So we go down to 8.
Any merit to just using the braid instead?
That's really bad if they have a daze, but...
What?
Maybe you want to...
How's that bad if... Isn't explosives bad if they have a daze? Oh, well, now I can just blast
No,
it instead.
No, I would not blast it. I would use the explosives.
Okay.
I think it's better. Oh no, a braid is worse against daze. Because it will be a 4/4.
Oh, right. I guess I wait until combat.
You wait for combat, because their deck looks like they don't play Snaffle. And they might have another Sprite Dragon. It will be fine. It will be fine.
Oko.
Yeah, I think you jam. Like, they could have a blast, obviously, but... Okay, whatever.
Getting lagged because another match is starting.
Classic. Joker or whatever, okay. This hand is probably a keep.
I'm going to try to finish this one fast before switching to the other one. Because I think that's just better viewing as well.
Yeah, we just pass here until they play threats, and then we, last second, we cast Brainstorm until we draw a... Yeah, that's fine, we abrade that.
Sorry, chat.
Doesn't have to go.
Well, I guess chat's seeing maximum magic.
I think you actually... Yeah, I think you actually... Do you ponder? Maybe not, I don't know.
I'm going to, because of time issues. I think, given an infinite timeline, I probably wouldn't, but...
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Do I shuffle?
You shuffle.
Yeah.
You shuffle. You play the land, I think, because of days. They might have like Sprite Dragon, cantrip, you know. Yeah, there's the Sprite Dragon, that's fine.
Probably just bolting it, right?
I would prefer blasting. Reason is that Bolt can hit the other Arcanist or Pyromancer. And also Bolt can go to their face. So, Ponder, I think. Yeah, I would have pre-combat Ponder because you can hit Oko.
Oh, sure. But I think this is going to be fun
under
now.
time constraints here. Or time issue. I think you keep this actually and just play it really slow. You just draw the Ponder, pass, draw the other Ponder, then fetch, then cast the Ponders. Because that way you're kind of guaranteed to hit action.
So should I shuffle?
I think I
kind of like being at 7 as well, actually.
Yeah, it's actually true. So you just cast out the other Ponder, I think. Yeah, that's probably better.
Okay.
There's Oko. I think we keep that. I think we might not want to play it yet. I think we attack, and then we actually use the other Ponder to shuffle. Yeah, I would just draw Astrolabe here, yeah.
Trying to just make sure I don't get too far in time. Okay, so this is interesting. I think I'm going to keep the Force.
I don't know. I mean, since we're under time constraints, you can do that. I think because it has a over 50-60% rate of winning. But I think it's not the correct play. I think you have to play it even more cautiously.
Fair.
But yeah.
Do I shuffle?
No, I think you're gonna play around multiple bolts here.
If I was playing around bolt before and then I decide to stop doing it, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
Yes, yeah. That's also the reason why I wanted to shuffle away the force, because it like kind of forces us to. Yeah. Okay. So now we can decide between losing to 2 bolts or winning if they don't have a force of negation. And I think you force it and just be done with it, because you want to play the other match as well.
Yeah.
So if that resolves, you definitely just go in with Astrolabe.
So it looks like a snow mirror here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you probably just play land and pass.
Right. Sweet.
Yeah, Astrolabe and oh yeah, we actually resolved it. That's really good.
I don't think they have 2 bolts.
Yeah,
I think their likely
winning.
holding is probably like a land and something else.
I think you fetch now because 5 or 6 doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, we're regaining time on the other real match. And I feel good about this one right now.
I think we're winning this unless they exile. We might want to make a food next turn instead of making a 3/3. Yeah,
it's back.
Well, that makes our foods not work, but it doesn't.
Well,
really
then
matter.
I can just make it 3/3 and try to kill them, right?
Yeah, and try to kill them exactly. That's also what you have to do. I would fetch because we have the dual land on top.
Yeah, but they're not passing priority yet, so.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever.
Alright. Oh.
Here you, like in the other match, I think you still play land and pass.
Yeah, I agree.
It's simple.
Because we, like, that matchup is going to go so long that we can get value out of the cantrips later, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And the Painter Servants are going to be obscene at some point, I think.
Yes, they're going to be really good late game.
Well, there's no reason to end step the Bolt because it's not lethal. 7, 8, 1, 3, 2, 5.
It's still not lethal, yeah.
If it were, then I would have considered it. Well, I think we just win now.
Just responsible then.
Well, they're also at 4. We have 5 power and they have 1 card, so I don't see how they could win.
They even died to this board, so
yeah, exactly. It looks like they're conceding and it's just lagging.
Yeah, I hope.
All right, sweet.
Okay, so we won that. Now
okay.
Now we can be more chill. Results. You definitely want to sandbag the blast in this matchup as much as you can. Unless this is for some reason Storm. We just
it does not look like Storm to me personally, but it could be, right?
Even if it's Doomsday, it's probably better to keep the blast. So it would need to be exactly okay, Tundra. It might be snow now, yeah. It's probably snow. No reason to do anything. We just draw, play land, pass. Yeah, that's really good.
Yep.
That's something that's a card that makes us use our mana. They have it as well. We don't care.
So I assume this game's going to come down to like 1 critical turn on like turn 10 plus or something, right?
Usually, yes. But by usually, I mean the way that people play against me. Usually, there are people who are like going for really crazy stuff, and then it's going to be different.
Oh, should I have considered blocking?
No, not in combat. Don't tap your mana down during.
Oh, sure.
Before their second main phase, because yeah, there's that. So you're gonna fetch Mountain and Power Blast it, I think, of Vista, yeah.
Looks like I'm getting some lag. Okay, that was weird. It it buffered out for a second. It jumped from 35 to 25 for them or something like that. I don't know. So this is a matchup. Once you have their graveyard on lock, you are allowed to just start millstoning them, I assume, right?
Yes. Yeah. If the exact sequence happens of them banning an Uro, you exile with Soul Guide, you usually start activating Grindstone on them.
Yeah, I did that with Rug vs. Snow with Court of Cunning. I didn't know them until I had literally the Soul Guide Lantern.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's just way too dangerous otherwise, you know?
Yes, yes.
Yo, Genki, welcome.
So now we flash in the, we fetch Forest and we flash in the 1/1.
Yep, agreed. They're probably like mad that we have main deck blasts.
Yeah, if they don't know our deck, then.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, there's the 5th land. So at this point, there's interesting plays. You could play a painter here because you have double veil, and it kind of makes them end step sorted, and then you veil, and then they untap, and then they will use their turn to remove the pain, and then you veil again. So you kind of cycle the veils, and then untap with like 5 mana and the brainstorm and 2 fresh cards if it works. So this might be actually the correct play to play a painter here, which is really weird because usually I don't do that in this matchup. But it's just because you have 2 veils, it might be really good.
Should I name black?
Sorry?
Should I name black or blue? I'm not even joking, because I don't have any forces.
Good question. I didn't think about that. You should name black. Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
If my hand looked different, I would definitely name blue.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you don't attack.
Agreed.
But, yeah.
Everything looks so funny with a painter out. That's what
I love that.
Like, look, these look like triple golded, you know?
Yeah.
Triple gilded.
Astrolabe is also a black artifact.
I know. I love it. There is a foil Force of Will. I think looks really cool with this out. If I recall correctly.
Might be. Yeah, I don't really recall. Okay, so there's the first. Oh, is it an Oko? So that's really interesting. I think we actually want to fetch in response and brainstorm here.
Do I know my top card?
No. But you don't want to use the green from Astrolabe because then you're priced into fetching a drop and not being able to veil twice. Yeah.
Black doesn't turn it off because it's in addition. You can still force. It's not like Mycosynth Lattice.
Okay, there's a force. So one thing you could do here is putting Bolt and Painter on top and pitching the Scalding Tarn. Oh, actually, we can't do that. No. Well, yeah, I didn't think about that exact sequence. Well, then in this case, you might want to put away Fetch and Painter because I think the Bolt could matter against the Oko.
Should I just force pitch Ponder still, though?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, though. I really don't want to counter it, but I don't think we can reliably remove it. Maybe they're elking the Painter. That would be really good, but we can't know that. Oh, this is really bad. Yeah, I think you're supposed to force pitch Ponder, and maybe we should have named blue. I don't know. I didn't think about this exact scenario.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that likely, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, but it comes up a lot with Painter that you need another. So we don't draw the other Painter.
Yeah, I was waiting until my upkeep to see what they did. Because if they removed it or something, I would...
Yeah, fetching drop, I think. Oh, that's really good.
So I guess I play
you just play this off the drop, I guess. So it looks like we don't have the second whale. So the question is, do we activate now? I believe no. Yeah, I believe that we don't want to act. Okay. You veil in response, I think. Now, obviously, they could have a blast or something. Yeah, okay, you veil again.
They don't have red, right?
I don't know. I mean, like, I meant like. Oh no, I don't mean blast. I just misspoke. I think I meant plow. I think they're just dead now.
They have one card.
Yeah, but Painter has hexproof.
Yeah, I forgot. Because we named black, I guess blue would have worked as well.
Blue would have worked as well, so.
Woo! We're on the scoreboard!
One win.
Oh no, one game win.
One game win, yeah, true.
This matchup is pretty good though, right? This is like one of the
this matchup is one of the best matchups, probably. So, you bring in Relic, Lanterns, Veil. So there's a thing with. Do you think that they play red? Do you think they play?
Impossible to tell, but I think it's like 50-50.
So the thing is, I don't know how to handle this in the dark. What lands did they have? They had drop, they had UC. Did they have anything suspicious?
No, they had.
It indicates that they have
right.
What's it called Leovold maybe or something, because that changes boarding. generally in this matchup, you cut 2 painters and 1 grindstone, so you have 2/2, so that you still have the combo available in the late game. And obviously, if we knew what our opponent's list looked like, we would maybe shave a painter, or maybe shave a Force of Will or a Force of Negation for Hydroblasts. There's also versions where I want to have the Bolt against, if they have Leovold and Opposition Agent, for example. And there's also versions where I want the Mindharness. But other than that, I think you should leave it like this, because we don't have any info. So it's just, we'll just leave it like this.
I'm going to do the thing where I check their last play deck.
You check their last play, okay.
Their last play deck was the Mark Vogt Bant Miracles deck, which is clearly not
playing that right now.
So I'm just going to pretend that they're bug white, maybe with a few blasts.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we knew about the blaster, we would bring in the Hydros, but this way, there's no way to tell. You're supposed to just resubmit, I think.
Yep, we just take our lumps if we get Leovolded or something. Like, we're not even cold to a Leovold, it's just better.
We're cold to Leovold, but if they have Leovold, you kind of want to be able to bolt the Leovold and then still have your blasts for other things.
Right, exactly.
Because Bolt is not that bad of a card. If they play Leovold, they're also likely to have like an Opposition Agent or a Hull Breacher. This hand is kind of awkward, but I think I would still keep it.
I would also keep it.
It could end in a scenario where you have to cast a painter or something, but it's not.
I mean, we're also on the draw, you know, like.
Yeah. This hand basically ensures that we can't get overrun by like Oko or something. Only thing that this hand is not great against is probably Sylvan Library on the turn 2, but.
Oh, Library is really good versus you, isn't it?
Yeah, Library is just the card that hurts you the most. That's the hardest to interact with. I would actually play the Forest, the Misty Rainforest here, because in case they play Library,
they force back, we Veil. Right?
You'd rather Veil than Blast, yeah.
What? They misclicked,
okay,
maybe?
Fine. It's fine.
I don't blast this, right?
No, never. What? So many cool cards. Thank you, yeah.
This deck is cool. This deck is cooler than regular Snow, for sure.
Cool as a cucumber.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you played a mountain.
How many mountains are there? One?
One, exactly one.
Okay.
I've thought about playing the second one actually.
No, I mean, I think that's wrong, but it's going to be slightly awkward here. It could potentially be awkward.
Yeah, I'm substituting the mountain with the second volcanic simply. That is the library. So there's obviously you could make an argument for we let it resolve and we paint or blast it, or we cast Oko and pressure the life total. But since they have 1 mana up, I think that's too risky. Obviously, it really sucks that we have to pitch the Oko here, but I think you still want to, because what library does in Snow is they just draw cards like a madman, because even lands are good draws for them, and then they recast Ura 100 times. So if you don't have Greyfate, you kind of have to counter it. I think you're supposed to fetch Island of Vista and cast Ponder, because playing the painter with only 1 interaction obviously not gonna cut it. Most likely.
You float mana to show dominance? I see.
That's
I thought all of your cards just make an overkill amount of mana. That's why your opponents lose.
If they blast that, they're also fine with it, I think. That's quite interesting. We're definitely not shuffling this. The question is, what do we really want from this? Because the land could be good, but we don't know what they do next turn. So I'd rather just draw the Ponder and put the land on top.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And this way we can reassess next turn.
If they do something where I don't want to draw that land, I can fetch it away and do something else, right?
Yes, exactly. And then, like, obviously, if they tap out for an Oko and we blast it, then we can draw the land, play Painter, and have double interaction up, which would be really good. We are just gonna let that go, because since we don't have 2 times two of the same blasts in hand, we can do that.
I'm
very
killing this
interested
with a
in what
blast, right?
Oh, they're naming Painter Servant. Maybe we don't even want to kill it. Could be greedy though.
I think I should kill it because
I think you should
clock.
actually kill it because then they are tapped out. Yeah, and then you can drop the Painter.
My top card's a land, so I do want to draw it, right?
Yeah, I think in this case, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna name blue this time.
Yeah, I think you have to name blue.
I think last time I might have galaxy brained us out of naming blue when we were still supposed to, actually.
I'm not sure. There are some scenarios where I name black, actually, so it's close, definitely.
I wanted to bring it up at least because I think it is like a choice that should be thought about, you know?
True, yeah. Generally, in this matchup, I don't want to play my Painter until like turn 20 or something. But since they were tapped out and they're stuck on 3 lands, I think this is the correct way to play. Yeah, you Power Blast that. They can't even protect it with Whale, which is pretty good.
I mean, I think their hand's just a million 3-drops, right?
Yeah, now we Whale. And even if they force it through, right? Even if they force it through, we have a Painter in play.
Yeah, because you can't Oko to turn off the color setting ability.
Yeah, so they have an Oko in play.
Okay. That's fine.
But we can find a blast off the top. We can draw our own. Oh my god, they are doing it. That's really bad for them. I think you ponder first, because if you hit Oko, you want to cast it, I think. Okay, that's interesting.
Is it? I mean, like...
yeah, I think you shuffle.
Yeah, I don't even really think it's that interesting.
I think you play the Astrolabe first, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, off the mountain. Okay, yeah, now we just attack the Oko. And they will go up to 4, and they, yeah.
I should just main phase as Collateral, I think, because any card I can draw I can pitch to Force because they're all set to blue, right?
I don't think you want to main phase the Collateral. Just
wait,
info, like...
it doesn't. It only affects cards in play, but not cards in hand.
Oh no, it affects cards in hand. It should. No. I think for info, I would just keep the Collateral.
Okay.
I would just, because they might make a misplay with Oko, right?
Sure. Oh, they're already blue. That's why it does.
Yeah, it's already a blue card. Got
it. Well, so the reason to main phase it, I think, is what if they draw
a Pyroblast?
Yeah, or something like that.
That's like the only reason. Yeah, I mean, you're right on that technically, but I don't believe it's a good enough reason.
Okay, well, I'm holding that.
You can definitely pitch that. So.
Oh, that's
good. Okay, now I think you main phase the Quad actually, because you might hit an Oko, and an Oko makes their Oko dead. Okay, and we keep everything. So the main question is, do we sack the Painter here? I don't think so, actually. I think their Oko is kind of fine, because next turn they're going to make food again, right?
Right.
I think it should be fine to attack with only the Coatl.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And we said we have 2 Grindstones in our deck, 4 more Blasts, a Snapcaster, which is 7 outs, and our own Oko. So we have like over 10 outs at least that answer this Oko still next turn. There's a Soul Guy. That's, I mean, you're probably gonna cycle it right away or something, because
I'm not allowed to hold it for Uro. I guess they can't even flashback Uro, right?
Yeah, the thing is, like, we want to get rid of Oko. I don't want to let Oko get out of hand simply.
Okay, got it.
I think you're gonna.
Oh, I should have tapped any land but that, actually.
Yeah, probably, but yeah. I mean, you could wait on it, but what is it really gonna do? We're gonna slowly lose to this Oko, right? So we want to prevent that from happening. Simply, you're gonna cycle that. Okay, we just pass in. Yeah, and attacking, obviously.
Riveting gameplay.
As soon as they commit a 3/3 to us, I think that's fine. If you didn't have the Veil in hand, there might have been a reason to counter it, because then we can like play around DK or something, but there's a meddling mage. You might want to force pitch tropical here.
I think so. I think that is actually correct, yeah.
Yeah. Because even if they don't name a relevant card, it's still 2/2 that they can out. Okay, they're committing 1. Yeah, that's fine. We're taking 3.
Yep. Come
We
on,
might
Oko or
start.
Blast.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Okay, so I just
So
Snap
that
Blast main phase.
You just main phase, Snap Blast, and leave up the forests.
Yep.
I mean, maybe you should actually tap the forest so that you can bluff. That would probably actually be the right play.
I don't want to think about it anymore.
I
think thinking about those things is more likely to give you a implosion headache than anything else.
Well, it doesn't cost you much to think about, right? Like, not in this scenario.
How many do I want to attack with? I think I attack with...
I think 1. Exactly.
1, yeah. And I want to trade this for their food.
Yeah.
Yeah, force pitch... That's what Painter's broken. You're allowed to pitch lands to your force.
Painter is basically a very bad brainstorm.
What? How is it a very bad brainstorm?
Well, you pitch your land into a useful card, but it's a brainstorm that doesn't replace itself because you have to put it into play.
Oh my god.
Okay, I guess my word works different. But
is this like some German phrase I'm not aware of?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I mean, maybe... No, not really.
How many middling mages do you think they have? Probably like 2 to 3 at most, right? I think 2, probably.
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, that's good.
We are not supposed to do anything, I think. We just get in with 1 Koala and cast Brainstorm as late as possible, because every one of our draws is going to be a blue card anyway, so we can be really, really, really greedy.
I see why Honorog likes this deck. You just sit here forever until your opponent does something stupid.
It's basically draw go. There's an
that's a
so
disaster.
sadly we don't have a... Well, it's not a disaster yet. We still have Brainstorm next turn, so it's gonna resolve, because even if they would need to put a land into play and like 2 more lands into play to flashback it, then we might want to like cycle Veil and stuff. But other than that, we can still hit another Soul God Lantern. And I think at the point where we drew the Soul God Lantern, we really had to cycle it, because otherwise we would have drawn the Snapcaster 1 turn later. And you don't know, maybe they would have had an Astrolabe that they could have elked or something.
Right.
Yeah. They're sending nothing, which is right, probably. Okay, so quite interesting. Casting Brainstorm first gives us outs for Grindstone, but I don't think it's necessary to kill them with Grindstone this turn if we draw it, because we still have the Veil. So I think we should go for you know already what I'm.
I was thinking that through too, and I was coming to the same conclusion.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I hold this for force, right?
I think you actually Brainstorm now.
Okay.
Because finding the Soul Guides or the Relic is really huge. There's another Painter. Interesting.
So what I think I would do if I were alone would be put Painter
and
so it's kind of like I think
you're having the same idea, actually. I would put Painter and Brainstorm on top and play land, and then have the Astrolabe as a pitch card for the Euro, and then next turn you can fetch and redraw.
Yeah, that's exactly...
You definitely have to keep the fetch land, to put the fetch land in play. That's the problem, but otherwise there's no way to play this differently, I think. We can even send 2 Quaddles now. Wow, that's double the action.
So, just to be clear, we should force the Uro this turn, I think, right?
Yeah, you have to force it now. We're too much ahead we're not super far ahead, but we still have a Veil.
Right.
So delaying the game could be really good in case we find Grindstone or a Great Fate.
Yeah, ultimate price. I don't think this game's actually going to be decided by damage.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna matter at all.
Which is funny, but
but you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because there are some percentages of games. That's fine.
They don't have triple green to veil our force, at least, so. Also, it looks like they have no red, right? Like, this is impossible for them to have red by this point.
I think that makes sense. Oh, they're not casting Aura. That's really good for us. No, so don't fetch. We have Grindstone.
Yeah. So do I fetch
now?
You
can fetch. Yeah. Now you can fetch, yeah. And you probably get, whatever. Snowland. Walk. It doesn't matter at all. I would cast Astrolabe first, though.
Whoops. But this is fine.
It's fine. Well, it's actually really bad now because we can't shuffle. Because, well, whatever. So what we're gonna do is, I think, just put fetch and Astrolabe on top and play one Astrolabe exactly.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I see it.
That way we can pitch the fetch land in the paint instead of the Astrolabe. And that's everything. And now we're just attacking with 2 in the air
again. Hold on. What happens if I attack with 3?
Then you're gonna whack us for 6.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't work, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. We can't even blast those things because of layers they're green.
Oh, because they're set or
the painter actually painter itself actually is non-blue. I think you might want to veil. They might have a DK, but the painter is not that important at this point anymore, so it's fine if something happens. Okay. Yeah. We still have the Scalding Turn as a pitch card in case they somehow manage to protect the Uro. I think you might want to... Do you want to blast? Yeah, I think... maybe... Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's just blast it. I thought about maybe we force it, actually, so we get rid of the Scalding Turn in case they have a DK. But I think it's better to do it this way.
I don't think they have a decay.
Okay, now we block with 1.
I'm blocking the food token because I don't want to put more cards in the graveyard.
Yeah, because it doesn't go to the grave.
Oh, what if they're casting Dead of Winter? Oh no, that doesn't even do that much?
Well, I guess if they had Dead of Winter, we should have blocked the other one. Okay, there's a DK. So, well, now we can't force the Uro, but we can hardcast the force next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I played it in cycle.
Drop that and cycle it instantly.
That was very good.
Yeah, it was about time. We were at 26 cards in our library.
That's good too. I think I cycle wave, yeah.
And then you whack them for 3.
Oh, hold on. Let me make sure that's actually correct. Don't think it is. Do I have another fishbowl land? I have an island and a trop?
Oh, you're right. Since we draw the equal, we can actually whack for 6. For 4. If you want, or are you like, yeah. You should maybe fetch first, because there's a chance that you draw exactly this land that we want to fetch. Actually, we have 2 more islands, so it can happen.
I have a trop as well, right?
Didn't we lose that? So we pitched it, I think.
Oh, we pitched the trop. That's funny. Should I just blast this? Because no, it's
not
lethal.
Doesn't do any. Like the only punish here is Plague Engineer. So.
Oh, but that's pretty bad.
I mean, Plague Engineer would be really bad for us. That's true, but most people don't have it in the deck post-board against me because you're a painter deck.
If they knew you were going to play like this, I think they actually should.
They should bring it in, yes.
In fact, now I have knowledge versus you. If we battle, I know I'm going to have all my Plague Engineers versus
I actually think you whack them for 3 now.
Yeah. Of course. That gets blocked by that.
You don't even have to block anything anymore. You can just go down to 6.
All right, so we end a long game 2 with combat damage eventually.
We just really outcarded them. Because we have a lot of cards that just +1. Veil +1s, those 1/1s and 2/1s +1. Just how I win usually. I mean, we could have won with Painter if we ever drew a 1 of our 2 Grindstones, but yeah.
We were not the last match either.
Yeah, even though we were like 1 or 2 minutes AFK, maybe more.
It was like 3 or 4 actually, but then I decided not to play that slow. You know.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
Okay, look, ultimate price. Perhaps I did not quite understand that their deck was really cold to snakes whacking them repeatedly.
It's funny because I told Anorak that this happens a lot, and he just didn't believe me. Just said you're never gonna kill anyone in a control mirror with the snakes. I actually do this on a regular basis.
You do it on a regular, so you knew that it actually happens like not a zero amount.
I mean, usually what happens much more frequently is actually at some point you counter all like their Okos and like maybe they have Teferi or whatever, and then you try to like fight fight their like libraries. Sometimes you let the library resolve because they're a low life total anyway. Then you exile the Uros, and at some point they will like try to remove your graveyard hate and then go for an Uro escape when they have like 5 or 6 cards in hand because they're kind of desperate at this point to win the game because they don't have any win conditions left. And then you can just paint their combo then because they like basically almost tapped out because of the Uro escape. That's also probably why our opponent didn't escape Uro because they were just really scared. Like if they pay 4 mana there, they cannot DK plus swords anymore. So they were like, oh no, I cannot cast my Uro because they're just either gonna blast it or kill me. So that's why they were scared. It's like
it's funny. It's literally the Splinter Twin problem, I think. Actually,
yeah, it's literally what Splinter Twin and sometimes Inverter indeed.
Yeah, if I were that person, I probably would have just jammed if I were them because
they were so low on cards. Yeah, that's maybe they should have actually just.
Well, the other danger was they saw that we had Soul Guide Lantern in, and once you see that, I think you should be more likely to jam.
You're kind of on a timer to maybe they thought we only have that one Soul Guide Lantern, but
they could have just found your list from the showcase and realized I would probably just copy paste.
True. Forcing the turn 2 library was huge. Yeah, that is because that's actually the only card that's like really hard to beat for the strategy that we were playing post-board. Since we were like all about trading 1 for 1 with their like trading more efficiently in mana and trading 1 for 1 until we like grind them out really slowly by playing less lands than them and playing cards that replace themselves like Veil of Summer and Snapcaster the snakes.
Right.
And if you let their library resolve on turn 2, they're gonna be at 20 or 19. They're gonna draw cards for 12 life, then cast Uro, then escape Uro. Then you have to counter the Uro, but they are gonna have so much life that they are gonna redraw the library. And at some point, you're like just overwhelmed by cards.
All right. I think now we have a good time to take like a few minutes of break because I need to get more water.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Fine. Are there any painter lists around playing Goblin Welder Engineer Emery? I love that version. Yeah, I have seen those. I've seen something like that with green actually, like same color combination. But the problem with those lists is that you're playing a lot of creatures and a lot of graveyard interaction. So graveyard hate gets better against you, artifact hate gets better against you, and creature removal gets better against you. So I think those decks could be really good in like if you're playing against, for example, I think like Snow or like decks with low creature removal, like maybe Elves. They could be good because you will still have Veil of Summer in those decks if you play green. You could also play blue-red. You change the list to try to fit in Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's funny because the first version I saw from this deck actually played the Retro Arcanist main deck, 4 of them, or 3, I think. And they were... Their plan of the deck was to play Arcanist on turn 2, then turn 3, play Painter Servant, blast whatever permanent, attack with the Dreadwood Arcanist, and then blast again. So in theory, that sounds really fun and really good. But the problem you're putting yourself in a situation where creature removal is so good against you because your creatures take up so much deck space that you cannot sideboard out all those creatures to play around removal. So you're kind of forced to play into removal. And if your opponent is prepared game 2, game 3 for Arcanists and Painters, it's really hard to force through that game plan. You're basically trying the same thing that Delver does, but with less threats and more expensive threats because you don't have the 1-mana Delvers and the Phases and stuff. That could be a really weird way to look at it, actually, because there are scenarios where sometimes it could be good to bring in Red Hordes from the sideboard with this deck. Mm-hmm. But if your opponent sees the Painter combo game 1, if you're playing against Snow, they will usually not sideboard out any Snow, Swords of Ushers, and they will even bring in all their removal. So if you then bring in Red Hood Arcanist, you're just making their dead cards good, being able to trade 1 for 1. When in reality, you could be doing what we just did with flash creatures that replace themselves and make the removal really bad. That way, they also went out of cards, right? It's really fun to double blast their lands.
Someone in chat wants to know if I'm drinking a beer at 11:30 in the morning. And the answer is I'm drinking La Colombe coffee, cold brew, milk and sugar. Bold and rich for a perfect balance.
Wow.
Doesn't it sound great?
Yeah, you're doing the good stuff, drinking the good stuff.
Fire Holocate has it right, though. It is 5 p.m. somewhere. It's probably 5:30.
It's 5:30 here.
Yeah.
For me.
I was just thinking that. 5:35. I don't want to start another match because we definitely don't have enough time for that. That would take way too long. It's not a 16-ounce PBR. I'll show you. See, La Colombe, cold brew, milk and sugar. I had some whiskey in there? No, I don't.
That's how some people do it, though, right?
They do. That's if you want to play into stereotypes, it's supposedly a very Irish thing, but.
At one PT where I was doing really, really poorly, but not super poorly, but I was at the lower, far back tables, right? I was playing against a person who had their standard deck completely foil out, and in the middle of the match they offered me an alcoholic beverage that they had in one of their Coca-Cola bottles, and I was like, whoa. And then they were saying they own how's it called, a shop for alcoholic beverages, spiritual. What's the word in English though?
A shot of what?
No, a shop where you sell alcoholic beverages.
You mean a beer and wine store?
Yeah, there's a
liquor store.
A word for that in German. So that's
okay.
basically what it comes down to.
It's just called a liquor store.
Liquor store, yeah, that's the word. Yeah, he said he owns a liquor store, and then he started offering everyone around me alcoholic beverages. There was also
crazy.
There was Matt Severa and who's it? Christopher Larson sitting right next to me and looking really confused and starting to giggle.
Of course, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, that person was really nice though.
What Pro Tour was this? Well, let's see if we can figure out who this was.
It was the one that Autumn won.
Okay, it's pretty easy to find this then. All right.
Yeah, it was Ohio something.
No, it's Mythic Championship 1. Do you remember what round it was?
It was
round 6, probably.
No. It was late. It was very, very late. I think it was one of the last rounds. It was either the 15th or the 16th, I think.
Well, 15th round is some French person, so it's probably round 16 then.
Yeah, maybe it's Salem Jonathan. Maybe it actually was the last round. It could have been a different person. I can't really remember. It could have been a little bit earlier, but I think it was actually the last round now that I see it. So that person, maybe.
I'm trying to remember what you played in that PT.
It's pretty easy. But well, actually, I wanted to play mono blue, but I didn't. Maybe I should have.
I don't know. It was really weird. Every time I tested the mono blue deck, I didn't actually play that event, but I like helped people. Every time I play that deck, I'm like, this deck seems really hard for me to win with, and I don't know why.
It's basically like playing Nimble Mongoose and Stifle in 2020. That's how it felt like.
Except you don't have any of the broken cards from the Rug Delver deck.
It was basically a bunch of 1/1s, and you won most of your games with Curious Obsession. But there was a way to win games where you don't have Curious Obsession, and that's what made it playable. Like some matchups like Sultai and stuff, you could just leave up a lot of mana and like whack them with 1/1s. And at some point they would have to like run their Walker or like their Planeswalker, like their Vivian into a counter or something. There are people prepared for it, like playing Crawl Harpooner.
I remember that, yeah.
Sometimes even like 3 of them sideboard. So I was like, okay, I don't want to play this deck. And then I played Band Nexus and got beaten by actually I lost the mirror match because someone had like negates main deck for the mirror.
Oh, it sounds tough.
I beat my bad matchups like Monoraz, but I lost against the mirror once, and then I lost against Sultai, even though that was the best matchup. I lost against Sultai. I don't know why anymore, but well, then I decided that it was not a good decision, and my deck I actually should have registered Mono Blue, but then I saw like who was it? I think Michael Bond, Bondy top 8 with like some copy pasted version of Band Nexus. And
are you sure you top 8 with Bant Nexus? I thought you...
Yeah, pretty sure. Bondy top 8 with Bant Nexus, and he just copy pasted this exact same list from the GP of the last weekend, and we were like testing like so much like to beat the mono blue matchup with the deck, and like with a really
I remember this deck now. Yeah, this deck literally could not beat mono blue.
It was really hard, and we tested a lot to try to beat it. And he just copy pasted the same deck from a weekend before and just top 8. Yeah, that card was against mono blue, basically.
Yeah, also against mono blue. It's probably worse than Crawl Harpooner.
We ended up playing a split. We ended up playing this and Crawl Harpooner, actually.
Oh, I see.
Because this card is better against mono red. So you wanted to bring those against mono red and both against mono blue.
I remember this event because Reed beat Magilton with mono blue versus red green, which was not that easy either.
True.
Although, see, this was the card I was actually going to suggest to you. But it's really bad. Like, I think it's not... That costs so much to steal an Arcanist with.
I have played it in Legacy once.
It's not great, I think.
It didn't stay in my sideboard.
That's the killer.
I have to say, though, that I was able to steal a Marid Lage at least once. But, yeah. I think I was playing it in Delver, actually, as a one-off.
Daniel says this deck looks expensive. Then I looked at the price. I'm like, oh, it's 1.53 ticks on MTGO now.
Yeah, it's like worth less than a Ponder or like
all of the cost of this deck comes from Entrancing Melody and Surge Mare.
Surge Mare was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Well, no, I think it was exactly fine. Because people would side this in versus Sultai, and then it turned out this card was not for Sultai.
No, this card is not for Sultai. No.
But it says green on it. You have to side it in versus every green deck.
No, we brought it in against mono red.
Exactly, that's what I was actually for.
It was really good against mono red because it was 0-5.
Good to know mono blue is legal in Penny Dreadful. Is that the format where you're allowed to play Mind's Desire?
I have never played that format, but I think that's it.
Let's see how much Mind's Desire costs. I would use a Scourge one. Yeah, it's like 0.335 tickets.
Yeah, it's probably legal.
Well, there's no tea to spill on the XJ Cloud Fill Beef.
Wait, there's an XJ Cloud Fill Beef?
Wow, not really. I mean, I guess there technically is, but I also don't find it very interesting, nor do I want to comment on it. So there you go.
I find it funny that the D&T people are preying on themselves, if that is true. They should work together. D&T against the world.
Yeah, D&T is not good. All right. Serious question for you is, let's look at a deck that I've been working on and I played exactly once. I think you maybe saw me play it. You remember this deck?
Yes, I remember this one.
Do you remember I played exactly one league, streamed it 5-0'd, and it didn't get posted, and I was mad?
Yes, I remember that.
I wasn't mad, actually, but I feel like this deck is so close to being great, but I don't know how to fix it.
I'm not sure. Like, it's kind of weird. You're kind of forced to play cards that are not super consistent or kind of mediocre. That's the main problem I have. Like you're forced to play Supreme Verdict Path, and sometimes the mana dorks are not that great. But I don't know. Like this deck can work really well. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I would have to have more games on it or something.
All right.
The thing that I don't like about it is, imagine you're on the draw against Delver and they play a turn 1 Delver and you have like 2 Court of Cunnings in your hand. But that's like the only thing. So if this deck can turn to Court against a combo or control deck, it's probably really strong. I mean, whoever likes Luminarch Aspirant kind of disqualifies themselves.
Less Court, more Narset? I don't know. I think Court's really strong in this deck, and
well, the reason this deck looks like this, I think, is Court actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind of hard. Like Narset is like Narset doesn't even hit all the stuff you want. I mean, Narset is obviously decent here, but their next way is much better.
Just thinking about how a Yorion version of this deck could be better. Maybe. I'll let other people work on that.
The thing with Yorion is, obviously the Yorion is good with Noble Hierarch, but it makes your mana dork deck have mana dorks less on turn 1. You would need to put more mana dorks in your decks, and you would need to play Grindstone maybe if you play a Yorion, because your deck exists because it wants to leverage 3 drops on turn 2.
Someone said this is a Resident Sleeper deck. Oh wow, we have Johnny Hot Sauce MTG in the chat. Back out of retirement, or maybe not.
Yeah, this deck, that's actually true. If this deck could play 6 Noble Hierarchs or something like that, it would probably
I think it would play 8 Noble Hierarchs, I'm not even gonna lie.
And maybe then it should play Zeniths. But the thing with Zenith is like kind of forces you to play other bad cards.
Yeah. Okay.
It eats up space.
Okay, we're done looking at this deck. Let's look at this deck and tell me how you would improve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a disgusting deck. I don't want to play against that. Like, the whole incentive of playing this deck is making your opponent mad that they lost their starting hand. Sometimes you even play Chalice and they even keep their starting hand and they still can't play Magic. So like, and if your opponent plays like a Painter deck, for example, and you drop a card and then they still can't play Magic. I don't know, this deck is all about making your opponent not play Magic. And you're playing a lot of Magic because you can like draw 14 cards and play a lot of bullshit. No, all jokes aside, I think this deck got better with Hull Breacher probably.
Yeah, I think so too, actually.
Because of the mana base, simple, like the fact that you can flash it in and the fact that you can cast it on turn 2 more elaborately.
That's what I said. No one believed me.
I still think Narset could be good in this deck, but I don't know how to like manage the slots to like play both. I don't think it's possible without having a really weird split.
My answer is, I think if you want to play Narset, you should actually cut 2 baubles and play 2 Narsets.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that, but the thing
Right.
is that
Then your opals become worse, and
and
like
your Emery gets worse.
yeah, exactly.
And your
I'm
Sai
not
gets
sure.
worse.
The
I
deck
actually
is
think
really
Sai
hard
is
to
pretty
balance.
strong. When I recently played against Sai in this deck, it looked really scary. Especially like when like the main artifact removal in the format is a rock decay or a trophy, like that's what Snow plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it costs 2 mana, so sometimes you can just play Sai with 2 mana up, and then like if they like try to kill Chalice, you can sack it and stuff like that. It's really good. Can also get really out of hand if you echo, obviously, but
Matt
it's also
asks,
just good as a standalone card.
can you trim Emery in this deck? I don't think you can. It's too important because it backdoors your echoes as well.
Yeah, I think Emery is too important in this deck.
Yeah, exactly.
The deck is constructed in a way. Well, the thing is that the reason why Emery is not great in Legacy usually is that it dies to removal. Like you're playing out like
right
artifacts. Like the best case scenario, like for a fair deck, would be to play 2 baubles and an Emery, and then you trade 1 for 1 mana. But this deck also needs to play like artifact decks generally. It also needs to play cards that are not worth the card, like Lotus Petal, to get out the Emery early. So you're kind of forced to play Chalice when you want to get Emery going. But Emery is actually, I think, on a really high power level in those decks. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to compare it. Like maybe it's better than Dark Confidence, but it's yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like a better Dark Confidence.
So Shroud, you could cut Sai in some lists, like cut 1 Sai for 1 Narset. I think the issue with cutting Sai is you actually want to present enough must-remove creatures a lot of the time. Especially versus decks that like try to load up on blasts versus you. I think having enough creatures that have to be blasted is super important. Because there's no way you can avoid being blasted in this deck. It's just not an option. Unless if you have a Chalice on 1, obviously, and then everyth's great. Then you just.
I mean, you could make an argument for cutting Sai and playing like Narsets again, but
no,
I think it's just worse against Delver because Delver is your problem matchup.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Narset is barely like Narset's only okay versus Delver in my experience for a lot of reasons.
I don't exactly know if like how good Narset is overall, like in all matchups compared to Narset to Sai, but like I would suspect Sai to be a little bit better just because they're so soft to Delver.
I agree. That was my experience, and also
it's close for sure.
It gives you some weird equity versus depths. That's a matchup that's actually pretty awful without Sai in your deck, but if you play Sai versus them, it's actually really hard to lose.
I can see that.
Because they don't play Apostle's Blessing, which would actually be the key card.
One more reason to play Sai over Narset, for example, would be
exactly.
You can cast it easier.
Exactly. Note, Sai and Urza are both Artificer, so you can Cavern Artificer, and Hole Breacher and Emery are both Merfolk.
Yeah, that's really good.
And that is the reason I cut a Seat of the Synod and 2 islands for 3 Caverns.
Yeah, I think Cavern is really scary.
Yeah, it's just great. Like, you play against... Suppose I was playing against Painter with that deck. Adding in Cavern makes it so much better.
Yeah, I think this matchup is actually really bad for my deck. Or, like, not like really bad, but it's like one of the harder ones. Or where you have less agency, at least. That's also one reason why you would play for Emery is because this deck acts in a way that it wants to do something powerful on turn 1 or 2, right? So
right.
Emery kind of makes your powerful starts like more likely because turn 1 Emery against a lot of decks can be really good, and if you have Emery plus Chalice more often, you're gonna basically beat fair decks more often.
Plus Emery plus Bobble versus decks that can't remove your Emery is super scary, right?
Yeah, there are also matchups that are like don't even need to protect the Emery with Chalice.
Or Emery Engineer Explosive versus Elves.
That's nice.
It's tasty. Alright, we got a match. Pascal 3000.
Pascal 3000, yeah. Well,
Okay, I accept.
So we don't know which matchup we're playing. There could be arguments for putting away Volk, but I think Grindstone is the core card to put back.
I agree. Just Island Go, probably?
Yeah, Island.
Do you think this person's the type of person to play Ant?
Sometimes, yeah. But I think...
Alright, okay, this was more likely, I think. Yeah.
I suspect Snow or Doomsday.
I would too.
Yeah, I would play a fetch land, actually.
Should
I would just pass. Pass. We don't necessarily need the shuffle. We can curve and cycle cards before we cast the brainstorm ammo.
Especially if they are actually snow. Alright, Caracas means snow, I think.
This is either snow or the Snow Miracle stack. So I mean, again, it's
Stefan's Austrian technically, but
I'm
really
Austrian.
but really they're all the same.
If you ask Germans and Austrians, they would say we're not the same. But some of the I guess it depends on the person. Some people say it doesn't matter. Okay. I don't really care, right?
I was just trolling a little bit, obviously.
Yeah, you cast Astrolabe here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because then you can Veil Oko next turn.
Yeah, and then you can Veil Oko next turn. Yeah, it depends on where you asked.
Oh, that's
pretty good. Too. I think you play the island, actually.
Yeah.
Because you have both cards available, and that way you can kind of conceal that you have a blast.
And what if they just have a random wasteland in their deck?
Yeah, that would
Do I care about this?
Probably not. Not at all. You almost never blast those. That's like a good general rule of thumb, but I guess you already know that.
Yeah, I don't like fighting those in general because I'm like, well, if they're trading...
There are like some corner case scenarios, obviously.
Right.
That's not the norm. Don't think you blast this. It could be really good, obviously, but...
I know.
We don't know.
Mein Oma ist Bavarian. I don't know what that means. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, his grandmother is from Bavaria, which is you could call it a province of Germany. And Bavaria is very close to Austria, not only geographically, also in dialect. Yeah, you just play that.
If they force, I think I Veil.
Yeah, you Veil then. And I would, even if the Astrolabe gets tapped, I would Helk it, because they might have a DK. I just like sense. With this deck, especially because our mana isn't 4 color but 3 color. I don't usually see the reason to keep the Astrolabe around when you can Helk it. Okay, so we are Veiling.
And if they have another force, that's fine.
That's fine, because worst case scenario, they will cast an Oko and we will blast it, and we're gonna be fine.
They're probably sad about this right about now.
Main deck Veils.
You mean main deck Cryptic Command?
Main deck 1 mana Cryptic Command, exactly. Okay, nice. So we're making an Elk.
Agreed.
We even have more elk fodder next turn. I like that. I
like how the Oko itself doesn't have pro blue, pro black. So yeah, it's probably getting decayed right here, yeah.
But that's fine.
I mean, we got ahead on this exchange, so...
Yeah, I think we're really fine if they decay. Yep.
So this looks...
Oh, it's Trophy. That's really good for us. Now we can get the mountain, actually, and have Blast Up if they cast Oko.
Rampant growth? That. Thank you. There's a lot of Germans in the chat, apparently. They're here for you, Stefan. They know. They know you're proxy German, is how I would put it.
Proxy German, oh god. I am a proxy.
This is kind of a problem, actually.
Yeah, but I think you have to let it go. Yeah. You're definitely countering if they escape. Yeah, it could be a problem, but we're still up in cards.
Okay, kind of. They didn't hit a land, so it's less of a problem, because if you notice, they have 2 white sources, so they can't actually escape it next turn. That's good, actually.
You laid first, and then now we just go for maximum looks. Yeah, go for island.
Yeah. I was working it out. I think tapping that one is correct because I have so many. This is bad, but
Yeah, but we still ponder. We still keep the brainstorm around. Ooh.
do I have
Okay,
enough
so
time?
you definitely keep it. The reason, the way we play it could be though that we brainstorm right now, and then put away whatever we find and the bolt, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Then use a ponder to shuffle. You
Oh,
shuffled.
I shuffled. Whoops.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Whoops. I thought I was
Um,
clicking no, but I clicked yes by accident.
Yeah. Well. What do we do
That's
now?
not that bad actually, but it's
It's
not
not
great.
the worst, but it could. I think it would have been much better if we had the cantrips. I'm thinking about if we play out the land actually, because we have the bolt to put back anyway, and it could be important to drop Painter plus Grindstone plus Activate later.
All right.
There's also like a scenario where you want to put back the land and mill yourself with Grindstone, but I don't think we're in a scenario where we can afford to dawdle around too much. Okay, so they can't cast it. That's good. That's also fine. Yeah, I mean islands. I usually tap islands because you want to have as much red up as possible. I think you just attack and pass again.
If they collateral, do I bolt the collateral?
That's a good question. Actually, I think you might blast. The thing is, that's really interesting, huh? I actually think this is a scenario where you're blasted because they might draw into the land that they're missing, and we still have another blast for Uro. And even if they force or blast, we can find a force or a veil in the brainstorm. And it's good for us anyway if they tap out for Uro. Yeah, I like that better.
I kind of want to blast this. Is that crazy?
I would respond with brainstorm.
Okay, sure, that makes more sense.
Because the bolt, yeah, we really don't need the bolts. Yeah, you put away both lands, and I think now you are allowed to blast it. This might, because even if they have a fourth land, they cannot flashback, escape the Euro.
Yep, because the double white thing still overrides it.
You are supposed to let this one go though.
Yep. So we're looking
next turn
for...
we have our cantrips back that we shuffled away earlier. So now we can go,
look,
go digging.
I thought I was clicking yes, I want to leave it like that for a second, you know?
Okay, they're tapping out completely, so yeah, we're
fetching
just
upkeep.
You're fetching upkeep, and then we are trying to find Painter combo or an Oko. Oko should win against the 1 Euro. Yeah, it doesn't matter, you just get any land, really. Drop, maybe. Yeah, you're pondering first, because you might hit Oko and then we just hit him for 6. This should be a shuffle. Yeah, I guess we go again.
Okay, so I think...
now you just... I think you want to draw the force next turn, actually.
Yeah, so Painter on the bottom then.
Painter on the bottom, and then just cast Oko. And if they force that, then I think we force back, because I don't think we lose to the Uro outright.
I'm going to pitch Force of Negation, right?
Yeah, you're going to pitch Force of Negation. And that's fine. Yeah, and we're just hitting for 6. They obviously will resolve the Uro next turn.
But I can turn it into an Elk. They can Caracas it, but then it takes a lot of time to, like, get it going, right?
Yeah.
Blast would have been so insane right here.
Obviously,
but I mean, this is still good for us, I think, right?
We're still winning, IMO. They're just gonna get more time this way.
We're behind on time, but only by like 50 seconds, so just not a big deal, I think, right?
Yeah, that's fine. So I would not cast Brainstorm, actually. I would just... Well, what's the card play here? You could attack first and then Elk. Like, in case they block, you know? I don't know what the better sequence is. Do you Elk post-combat or pre-combat? What's better? That's like a general question, actually.
I think you're supposed to do it pre-combat.
Okay.
To see if they have Veil, but...
That's good. I mean, they have Caracas. That's why I was asking though. Because
no,
if
they can do it at any point. It doesn't override legendary. Do I still attack then? They could flash it back, but then I can force the flashback.
I mean, they can bounce it anyway. I think you're attacking.
Okay. And
then forcing the flashback. Actually, yeah. I think you want to keep going with the beatdown. That's like the reason. Like, obviously, there are scenarios where you like don't want to attack here, but thinking the problem is they have Caracas. They can like gain 3 a turn and recast it and stuff. But yeah,
I'm just hard casting the force, I think, right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Yeah, this is the scenario you usually don't want to get into.
But we couldn't really avoid it this game, I think.
It was kind of hard. We could have Sandbag Blast a little bit more, but I think usually you're supposed to draw like Painter and Grindstone at this point. It's fine.
Do I brainstorm now?
Yeah. Okay.
It's not quite a win yet.
Yeah, we're 1 mana off. Thinking.
Well, do I just play Grindstone and Grindstone myself? Because I know it's 2 dead cards?
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Yeah. I was working it out, actually.
Yeah, I think that's just really good. Then we attack for 3 again. And worst case scenario, like if they counter the Painter, we can make an elk out of the Grindstone and kill them.
Yep. Now they understand why we have so many blasts, I think.
That's usually how this works.
Normal snow things for 10 turns Painter. Yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of this deck, I think, right?
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but that's how it works. Okay, that's fine. Like, it's not for shits and giggles, it's for... Oh, they're tapping out for Oka. Well, they have to elk the Grindstone now, so...
Okay, yeah.
If they do that, then they lose the Oka. Okay, they're dead. Yeah, you're just milling yourself for safety.
I love the Brainstorm. Look at our hand. I'm like, oh, I can put 2 back and use Grindstone the way it's sort of intended.
OP. It's not intended, yeah.
Emma's out of Rivals? Oh, that sucks. But,
Oh.
Yeah, they knew this was likely to happen, I think, actually.
Yeah.
But they had to take some risks there, right?
They just didn't want to... Like, they would lose on board if they upped the Grindstone. So this way, like...
She's working for WotC. Oh, never mind, then that's sweet. Oh, she got hired by Play Design, I guess is the answer.
So do you have any... Well, they had Assassin's Trophy, right? So there can't be the Miracle Stack. There should be... Just board the same way we did last match. So like Grave It in, Snapcaster in, shave bolts, cut bolts, shave, combo down to 2 of each. Yeah.
I had to click correctly.
Yeah. What? And now we can consider bringing Blue Blasts against them, but since we didn't see anything again, I feel like we don't. And they have Caracas as well. I don't know. Caracas isn't really an indicator of them not having red blasts, but I don't know. I would just resubmit again.
We're finding the matchups we want, I think.
Yes, that's the. I also think at Nauseam Tenors is not that bad of a matchup, but it's probably worse than this one for sure. Yeah,
Mr. Fringe 89 has a question. Is this version better than Mono Red Painter or just different?
I think it's actually better.
I think it's also better because cantrips are just really, really powerful.
I think I actually like the Mono Red deck more because it has a more fun way of playing.
Sure.
But it suffered a lot from um
Consistency issues, I think, is part of it.
consistency issues, and I actually think like all these the matchups where this deck is better, like against, for example, against
Null
stuff
Rod.
like
Null Rod's a big one, I think.
yeah, and also Delver, like generally Delver. I think Delver is a worse matchup with the Mono Red. That's one of the main reasons why I want to play this deck over the other one. Yeah, yeah.
By the way, I did not even consult. This is, I think, a keep.
No, it's definitely a keep. It has to
Obviously, there's a fail case, but I'm not going to worry about that because this hand's just so good on almost every metric besides missing the second
yeah,
metric.
Oko makes challenge decks worse. Yeah, you're supposed to ponder.
Well, yeah, if I get this ponder blasted, it's just like game losing. All right.
Okay, we take those. Blast is better than Grindstone, obviously.
Yeah, I agree. Goblin Engineer is one of my favorite cards too. I played
Goblin
so
Engineer
much
is
of that
really cool.
Urza Thopter Sword deck, and I think you did too, right?
Yeah. I like Goblin Butler and Goblin Engineer both a lot. They're really cool cards.
Yeah, it's funny. Jess actually moved to like 10 minutes away from me because I grew up in this area, but that's where her significant other lives because all of us like grew up in this area. All right, should I play Relic here or should I just say go?
I think you are. Well, so the thing is, we're probably in the same scenario next turn, right? So the question is, which turn does it cost us more to not have both blast and bail up?
I think it's this turn.
Yeah.
That's my instinct.
Yeah, I think. Also, we're cycling a card with the quad.
So. Yeah, I'm trying to cycle something this turn if nothing happens. Which actually, there's a reasonable chance nothing happens this turn. I think
there's also a chance that they just play something into a Pyroblast, which is very good.
Yep.
If that happens.
Yeah, now I keep thinking about this
how
deck.
the Minotaur deck wins matches. What the?
Oh, I've seen this list. There was a showcase list that looked like this that had one Kling. Oh, this might be the opposition agent list.
Ooh, all right. Okay. I think our hand size problem is fixed now because we have to force this. But that's funny. We definitely shuffle because the Grindstone is not that great yet.
God, I was hoping they would force back so bad.
And I think we get green, even though we have 3 blasts.
I agree.
To play because, well, and us being able to top deck, what's it called? Quattle. I actually think you. That's actually not that.
Should I Relic or should I play Ponder?
I kind of want to play the Relic, but. Wait. No, play the Ponder. Play the Ponder. Sorry, I think it's better to play the Ponder. It's really close though, but I think it's the Ponder.
I think this is a shuffle actually.
This has to be a shuffle, yeah.
What we're missing is another land.
Okay, now we pass. The reason to play the Relic obviously was the Cling, because next turn they can like end step Cling. Oh, they don't have the 4th land. That's good. Okay, yeah, that fixes everything. Now we can play the Relic and start removing stuff from the graveyard. Which is really funny though, because we might have to leave it up to exile our own stuff if they Cling, but then they could just Cling their own. Wait, actually, if we have Relic, untapped Cling doesn't do anything, alright?
Right, because if they Cling targeting us, we just Relic the card that they target.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We're just
if this gets close to killing us, we'll do something about it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
That's usually not going to happen. Yeah, pondering for land drops is probably better than playing the Relic, yeah. That was my thought process too. That has to be fine. Because we're at a point where we can deal with Uro. So we want to leave all the blasts up for Okos, basically.
We need another red source is what we actually need, I think.
Yeah, that's one reason to maybe blast the Brainstorm, but I still don't think you have to, because there are scenarios where like you can blast resolved permanence on your own turn. Like Oko isn't immediately game over if it resolves.
I'm not allowed to cycle this Relic, right?
No. Okay. You're just keeping it. gonna take a while to get rid of the graveyard, but do you even? Oh, that's actually quite interesting.
Do I painter? Is what you're thinking?
Yeah, maybe. I actually don't want to, but I think actually what should happen is if you play the land and pass, and if we draw a third land, if we draw another red source, then you play the painter.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's probably the best way to play this.
Just trying to get.
Not playing Taiga in 2020. I thought about Taiga in this deck. No, you can't. You have to.
I know, but this is kind of annoying now, actually.
Yeah, it's starting to get annoying, obviously. But
maybe we can just draw our own to trade them off, right? Yeah.
Sometimes in those matchups, I bring in one static caster, though not against this particular version because I don't think you have space.
Agreed.
If they have a third one, that would be annoying. The second one is fine. Okay, I think now you play painter because you have to. That's as simple as it is. I mean, they have 7 cards, but still, I think I would play the painter. 7 cards is like usually for me an indicator to not play anything because they might discard end step.
Yeah, but the problem is we're getting beaten down.
Yeah, exactly. They're pressuring us.
Like, I agree with that philosophy if it's literally nothing's happening, but that's not what's going on, you know?
Yeah, that's not what's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm fine with playing that. Like the painter, even if they answer it, like I would probably if the DK or something, I would veil, but I would not fight more than that over it. I would still try to leave up one blast.
Yep.
But cycling veil is not. Oh, they thought about clinging and then realized it doesn't do it.
This is the perfect answer to cling, pretty much.
Yeah, I think so too. It's really funny if we untap with this painter because then we can play a second painter that would play into Dead of Winter, but still, yeah,
I don't think most people play Dead of Winter in this matchup.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it would mean that we have an insurance painter in play in case we draw a Grindstone, which is really good. So if they cling now, then okay, that would be insane. I'm just thinking about.
Oh, that's good actually.
Now we just pass.
I'm not even attacking because
I think you're not attacking until you know they don't have the third one.
We're gaining on clock. We're actually past them in clock. We're ahead on clock.
The relic advantage.
Should I just play the quad on block? No, I can take the damage. Yeah.
You do that step.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think. I mean, like, if once we trade one of these off for another, I'm so safe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Woohoo. There's the third red source, which is pretty good.
Second red source.
Oh, second, yeah.
Yeah, this game would have been easier with. Oh, that's decent too. All right. I don't think I play this. I think tapping low is too dangerous.
We just pass. They for sure have Uro or Oko in their hand. I think. We just want to wait. Now we're actually in the scenario where like we only get 1 damage per turn anymore, and they are forced to play cards because they're on 8. There's a card, and we don't counter that. We kind of would want to draw Brainstorm or like have a way to put the Snapcaster into play because then they are forced to block the Snapcaster.
Yeah, but you can't give up value. Obviously, that's just crazy.
Nah,
in this matchup, that's just so wrong, but for a lot of reasons.
Yes. No, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
We should try to look for ways to put it into play without losing the card. Like we could, for example, ponder next turn, but that would be too risky. For example, what was that? That's the cling. So they're now clinging to get at least 1 card out of it, which indicates to me that they have Uro in their hand. But still, even knowing that, we could deny them this 1 card. We could deny them this 1 card and maybe draw a Grindstone and kill them or something. It's interesting though, but because they would discard it.
I know, I'm thinking about this.
This is kind of hard.
My gut is to let it go, I think, because
Yeah,
if
I
they
think
don't
you let
draw
it actually,
anything,
yeah.
they'll just have to discard. So then it's just draw one, discard one. It's just
because
haggle.
they're on 7 cards. It's probably correct. And when we still have the relic in play for the Uro, and cycling the relic is actually bad for us because this way we would have too many cards in hand.
Yo, right. What's up? Thank you, Tucker 2121.
Okay.
Yeah, they just have to discard. They might just discard. Oh no, discarding Uro I think would be maniacal.
That would be crazy.
They discarded a force. That's great.
Yeah, we just play lands. I think now. Do we attack? No.
I'm just gonna main phase Roic activate them because.
Yeah, I'm thinking about playing the second painter actually.
So we have 3 blasts.
We have everything up.
Okay, I think I'm going to. Yeah.
I think you're doing it. Like, there's really only Dead of Winter that could punish us. And I'm not sure if you're attacking. It's so crazy.
Nah.
Yeah, I know these situations are kind of insane because, like, not attacking, this could be like 5 damage, 10 or 6 damage or whatever. But they could still have the other one, you know? So this is gonna get blasted. We do not care about the Veil. We can counter Veil as well.
I think they just had to cast it, otherwise they were going to discard. What was going on.
That makes sense.
Shroud said he would have attacked like 5 times by now. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I would still wait. Like, I think the threshold of your life total, like, I would only attack if we are forced to raise, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but we're not yet, like, we're not this much behind in life total. Because we would still kill them in 8 attacks. And we can add Snapcaster to the board. Also, like, they have to cast stuff anyway. It's a plow, right? I think you want to Veil it, actually.
Yeah, just get
a cycle.
Yeah, just get good exchanges when I can and hope the accumulation of good exchanges wins the game, right?
Exactly.
Shop, it's not out of the question. That's the real problem.
So there's a blast, and
we can blast their blast, or we can fawn their blast.
Maybe we should actually fawn their blast.
Or we can Snapcaster blast their blast.
Maybe we should do that. Yeah.
It's a little bit hungry and mana.
Yeah, because they cannot flashback Cling, right?
Yeah.
Because they would have to fetch. Cling needs 4 cards, right?
Right. No, it needs like 5, right? Yeah, it's 5.
It needs 4. Other than that, okay. I thought it would need 4. Okay, this one is fine. Right, we don't care about the Grindstone.
I can't snap Veil because the Veil is still on the stack.
We could have played for snap Veil like in future turns, but I think it takes too long since we're on a timer because the Koala is whacking us. So we kind of have to put counter pressure on the
I think what this person was suggesting was we let the Power Blast resolve, then we snap Veil. So that might have actually been better. But
they might be right.
Well, the issue with that is I would have to fetch another green source, which is why I didn't want to do it.
That is also true. I'm not sure about it anymore, but you're definitely blasting the Force of Will, I think, because the Snapcaster on the board and the extra card of the Veil of Summer would be so good.
Also, worse if they have another random Cling in hand. Most of these lists only play 1 Cling, Strifo, so I'm not going to worry about that.
But that's a good... I mean, I think that's a good point, actually. I've seen double Cling lists, but... Okay, yeah. You're still fetching Mountain, Pyroblasting it.
I don't even know what's targeting anything anymore.
No, it's fine. I have the overview.
Sure.
Should probably fetch now for bulk. I don't know if there's a good reason, but I just would want.
Okay, the stack has cleared.
So they won the war and they're resolving a plow on a painter. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Oh, I could have fetched now to make the stack bigger, but
Yeah,
now
true.
there's no reason to, I think.
Yeah, the painter is dead. We could now obviously end step crack the relic.
But then I'm still vulnerable to a...
No, but I mean, you're right, technically, but we could draw Oko or Grindstone, so they would be dead. But, like, I don't know, maybe that's greedy.
Okay, I guess I'll do it. I'll get the Volk.
I would get Forest, actually, because we used so many of our blasts now, it's very unlikely that we need more than 2. We could draw Quaddle into Oko.
Sure, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think this Relic was super annoying for them.
It was really good, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we obviously whiffed, but now we can attack.
Oh, I shouldn't have played that land, I think, but whatever.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have played the land. Obviously, now we are vulnerable to Uro, but I thought it was just too good to not do because we're on the clock of Quaddle still. And there were so many cards that would have ended the game. I guess you play that because you want to be able to cycle it, even though it doesn't get the Uro now. But there are scenarios like...
Oh, should I have just main phase cycled it?
No.
Alright. No longer playing around Assassinate.
Yeah, no, we cannot play around anything anymore. There's a scenario like if they force through an Oko this turn, then we have to crack this whole guide. So that's why I think it's important to...
Should I just crack it anyways?
I think you crack it anyways now.
Yeah. Well, so that was my question. If I'm going to crack it, should I just main phase?
Oh, I think you insta brainstorm even.
Yeah.
Because you might need to can't rebel out next turn.
If they blast this, I think I fetch Fawn, unfortunately.
Yeah, you would hardcast Fawn. Yeah, I think you just fetch, walk.
Getting closer to dying.
Yeah, the Quaddle is obviously quite annoying. Okay, so this obviously doesn't have a shuffle yet, but it's still pretty good, I think.
No, we have a shuffle. Oh,
that's really good. So we have. Is there a way? 4, 6. I think you just. No. I think you. Yeah, that's the way I would stack it actually. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I still think you don't need to make a food. I still think you're gonna want to try to raise them.
Mana Symbol is rooting for the surprise lightning bolt. I have to question whose side they're on after that statement. Okay, I'm fine with
now
that.
We don't need it anymore. Also, 1 more life is not that bad.
So I think now I play Astrolabe and Oko.
You play Astrolabe, and then you play Oko.
And then I'm going to Elk the Lave immediately, because this plays around Decay a little bit better.
Yeah, and we still have the second Oko in case they have a DK and stuff like that.
Yep.
Or a counter. And then we just pass. And if it gets really close, we can still make a food. We will make a food the next time anyway. So
they might have to start attacking. Oh wow, that's good. That's good.
I would actually even say that they have good discipline by immediately giving up on it. Yeah, I would just make a food and go in.
Also, this is just game 2, and we're ahead by 15 seconds.
Wait, why are we the bad guys if we are playing the combo? I thought that playing the combo made us the good guys because everyone is playing Snow.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm sandbagging these for a brainstorm just in case.
You are. So obviously okay, that's fine. We are scared of Uro now because we used 2 of our Grey Fates, but that's a good draw. Yeah. Pretty straightforward from here. Just riding Oko to the victory. Yeah, combo players are the good people. At least in my book.
I mean, everyone loves Winter Twin. That's what I heard on the streets, right? Everyone wants it to be unbanned so bad in Modern. I think I'm just going to farm this.
You cling the... Yeah, you force the cling.
Like, this is just way too appealing to not fawn, right?
It's way too good. If they had an Oko, they would have cast it.
If they had a Uro or Oko, they would cast on any of these turns.
The Cling has to be the card that they drew this turn. Yeah. IMO.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think you will still be disciplined enough to play any Okos out. I was already thinking about like speeding up the clock, but I think it's better to make them.
Well, the problem is it doesn't even speed it up because none of these creatures have haste, right?
Yeah, it would not even speed it up this turn. Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. In that, like, it turns these into live cards.
Yeah. Point of Worst in case we hit Veil, I guess.
Veil. Well, but those are all good. So
those are all insane. Yeah, I don't know. I would just throw a blast.
Yeah.
Because if Oko somehow gets countered, then we're still casting the second Oko.
I'm trying to reply with GG, but they conceded too fast.
The motive doesn't let you. Yeah,
I know that. Yeah, that's so likely. This was so likely to be the case, I think, based on how the game played out.
Yeah, because they couldn't have Uro, they couldn't have threats, they couldn't have cantrips. It had to be like Plow, or I guess Plow they would have already cast as well. So.
All right, we're better off today than I was in the premium last night, where I literally went 0-3. I think 2-1's not bad, and our one loss is 3-0.
You're playing more brainstorms than yesterday. So.
Oh yeah, I played 0 brainstorms at over 8 matches yesterday because there were no brainstorms in my deck.
But I think Elves is a really powerful deck, though.
I do too, except the matchups I played, it did not feel powerful, but I also mulliganed a lot. And also, Luis had a more hateful snow deck than I'm used to playing against, I think.
True.
You know, it's facetious to say that you suck after you beat us, because that's really insulting me. So you should check yourself. Otherwise, we'll cancel you.
Wow.
I'm saying it tongue in cheek. No one actually take me seriously. Okay, so we've played a lot of matches, but do you still want to play matches of the league after this?
I'm unsure if I can do that. But
okay, we'll see how long it takes, right? Yeah,
how long the frame takes. We might be able to play like one more.
Okay, sure. That sounds good. Armath says, okay, we never take you seriously. And then Ultimate Price says, how can we take you seriously on that? We know you don't have the power to cancel anyone. Huh. Suddenly, the tables have been turned on me. The tables have been turned like this. Like my spinny chair. Also, it's really nice out today.
Not so in my country, but not so in my location.
Oh, actually, let's see what the weather's like in Austria weather. It's 39 degrees in Vienna. That's fake units. It's 4 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
I guess I have to say good luck back. This is why I don't like having chat open. This hand's great, though, so...
Keep it. Good luck, Jarvis. I don't want.
So, how many Eldrazi Stompy players have you made sad with Painter's Servant? Because that's the thing I wanted to do so bad. Wow.
See? Having chat open can be a net positive.
Ultimate Price always says no when people type GL. Oh. Alright. It smells like a rug delver.
Oh my god.
This is your fault! This is your fault! I have to force this, right?
You have to force it, yeah.
Oh my god. This is your fault. I'm gonna type moo in the chat. Is that fair?
Oh, we're very good at. We have to play the grindstone here.
I know.
You definitely can fetch on dual lands because.
Do they play Blood Moon?
Not main deck.
Okay.
I don't play it main deck. This is so good.
This was your opponent? You didn't even warn us that we were in for some cows.
I didn't know.
No, I mean D'Amato.
Oh, well.
No, it's okay. We figured those two cards tell you basically everything you need to know.
Oh, they saw it in Julian's stream. So they don't even know.
Wait, how much interaction does this deck play? Probably not very much.
They have about 4 blasts and 4 force of wills. Oh no, I don't have force of will. I cut that. I have only blast. There's only blasts.
So I'm gonna name black on this then.
Probably. I have to look at my own list.
You have to look at your own. This is what you did to us. All right, land would be good. Okay, I'm just jamming. Is there some haste Minotaur that kills us?
No.
Alright.
There is a sequence of events where they could remove the painter somehow, but
I mean, whatever.
Obviously, there is. They could have Ancient Tomb and their own Grindstone.
Shroud says he's rooting for our opponent. I'm so unhappy about this. God damn it, Shroud.
I don't know anymore. So we're playing the land and we're passing. Oh yeah, you can fetch obviously, but we're passing. We should get a basic now because we could draw Astrolabes that we want to cycle.
Yep, and I just do it during their upkeep. And if they ever do anything, I just checkmate them as well.
Yes.
So I should just do it now, right?
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, thinking
whatever.
It makes no difference. I would do it now when they're tapped down. I just conceded. Okay, this is really weird because I've never played this matchup before.
Well, it seems pretty straightforward, actually.
It is. It has to be.
Hello.
You need a braid?
I need Pithing Needle as well.
Good. That is true.
All of the Minotaurs are red, right?
Yes, you definitely want the blue blast. It's also for like their red blasts. So, thinking they probably bring in braids as well, and piping needle, and bolts. That's what they bring in. So, do we need veils at all? Are veils even good? I don't think. No. I think you need veils.
Mine Harness from Murag. I'm doing it.
We could cut like some of the painters, but I would keep the grindstones because they have painters themselves.
Yep.
I would maybe cut 2 painters.
Yep.
Is there anything? I don't know if there's anything else that we can. I mean, you could cut Astrolabes because blue cards are for forces, and grindstone is better. I mean, actually, maybe you cut the 3rd painter and then Astrolabe. That sounds more appropriate.
But yeah, Pithing Needle seems great here.
And they're making me think that they probably have, they were probably, because they're saying they're not the legacy ringer, they were probably not side out their painters. So I'm thinking about, how do we answer their painters? But we have a braid, and if they name blue, we have red blast. If they name red, we have blue blasts. I don't know what happens if they name other colors.
Okay, joking aside, do I actually want the Mine Harness?
I think yes.
Yeah, I think so too, but it's definitely close.
I'm thinking about if we want the bolts actually.
How good is Fawn?
It's really good. You need it
okay.
Because they have.
How good is Coatl?
It's also really good. I think you're supposed to.
Maybe 1 Astrolabe, 1 Bolt.
Yeah, I mean you can do that for sure. I don't know. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Obviously, you have a pseudo removal against the painter in Grindstone. If they tap out for painter and you have 4 mana, then you can just kill them, which is kind of a painter removal.
So Oddball asks explosives for Didgeridoo, or is it too bad with needles? Probably too bad and inefficient to do that, I think.
The problem is if they turn 1 Didgeridoo and you turn 1 explosives, they can often activate it after that.
I think this is a great. Well, it's not great, but this is a keep. I think.
It's a keep, yeah. Explosive is like a little bit worse of a version on the like it's a worse abrade. I think it's a worse abrade. But yeah,
I feel like a lot of your board is left over from when you used to play Trinket Mage.
that's true.
I mean, Trinket Mage is a good card. It just has not aged well.
The one of explosives is just in this deck. The one of explosives is just for as a third answer to Chalice, and I don't want to get 3 braids. I mean, that could be something that's
okay. I'm thrilled that they didn't jam Digiro because I didn't actually want to force there.
Yeah. So the question is, do we play into their blast? I think actually, is there a reason? I actually think you want to pass here.
Yeah. I think so too. People might think this is weird, but I think making them waste the 1 mana here is actually good.
You could also cantrip, and then you can blast their cantrip. This is the Trinket Mage. Yeah,
I'm gonna blast it.
That's a really good blast target.
So they are playing your old version, right?
Yeah, they are playing this.
This is all Stefan's fault. We're playing him mirror. We're playing against himself.
This is like super inbred.
I think I have to ponder now.
Yeah, you have to ponder now. We kind of want to find a drop or like.
Okay, that's good enough to
keep. I think
keep.
you value the ponder over the hydro, obviously.
I agree.
And yeah, that's it.
Because also, like, I don't really want to draw another hydro. Like, I think it's just kind of awful.
You don't want to draw it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, as well.
Now, the real issue is if they make me do something this turn.
Ooh, a painter. I don't. So the main problem is if they name blue, then they can like destroy our lands. So do we maybe just force that? It's kind of hard to know.
All right, hear me out. What if we let it resolve and just untap? Assuming they're going to name blue. Oh, no. Actually, that doesn't work very well, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I would force it, actually.
We have so many collaterals as it is. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to draw the ponder.
You're drawing the ponder, yeah.
The question is, do I cast it, right?
Yeah, I think you don't cast it. I think you just pass. You want to get rid of those nonsense creatures. Just want to cycle down.
So I was about to suggest a line of play that made no sense when I rethought about it, so I cut myself off. Because I think letting that Servant resolve actually leads to our death a lot of the time.
Yeah, if they play a second land and then have 2 blasts, they're kind of fucked.
Exactly. It's just so, like, just imagine if we just didn't have a land right now, because that got power blasted, we would actually be dead.
I think we just pass again.
Yep.
The Quaddle is actually worse than the Ponder here, so we want to get, because it doesn't have Death Touch. So we kind of want to play those into the blasts first.
Problem is Didgeridoo is not a good answer, or Braid's not a good answer to Didgeridoo anymore.
Not anymore. But it still answers Painter, that's why you brought it in. It's better than Wolves, for sure.
I agree, but...
Needle is like the best card, obviously. They might start hard casting stuff, and then we can maybe snatch the Morog with Mind Harness or something.
Mind Harness, it's like a control magic for red or green creatures, but has cumulative upkeep 1. It's from Mirage Block, that's why it's so weird.
It's just a really old card.
Oh, sweet.
We cannot...
I think I should just ponder.
Ponder of Islands.
Yeah.
You kind of want to create a scenario where you have to blast up with the Oko in play.
Ooh, that's actually good.
I think you actually draw the Force.
I agree.
And then put the Hydro or the Hydro on top. And then just we're not forced to do anything. And then when we draw the Brainstorm, we'll cast it to try to hit the 4 of lands.
Yeah, we can just play pretty slow because our defenses are in place and we have the clock, right?
Yeah.
How are we ahead on cards compared to them? Did they mulligan? I guess they mulliganed actually, right? They did. They went to 6.
Mulligans. Okay, so what can happen? They can there is no Minotaur that is as hard to beat. It's so hard to beat that we have forced this. I think you let this resolve.
And then abrade it. They put something in, like Mind
They
Harness.
put something in, and then you Mind Harness. Yeah.
Wow, that's so sweet.
It's like.
Wait, did you play Days?
Oh yeah, this deck plays exactly 1 Days.
I'm playing into it. I don't think I
you
can
have to play into it. You're gonna play into it, and you're gonna force it if they have it.
Yeah, I know.
Just how it has to happen.
Is there a color? What if they're playing Morpheron?
Yeah, then we
okay, sweet.
Then we would elk the Morpheron.
Oh, I forgot. Oko's the enemy of all fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oko is the reason why the Minotaur deck runs blasts. So we're definitely stealing that.
Which one?
I think.
Oh,
okay. Mind Harnessed, yeah. Yeah, and then.
I'm sorry, isn't this just so funny?
This is what happens in my head.
This is literally your fault, Stefan. You built both of these decks. Is this evil? I'm just like losing it over here. Does this even matter anymore?
No, I don't think you care about the painter. No. If we hit a land of the brainstorm, they're dead because more works this way.
I know. You ever played this card in Booster Draft? It is so stupid.
I've seen it. I've not played it, but I've seen it, and it just killed the opponent.
It's just a myth. It's just fucking relentless assault attached to a 6/6 for no goddamn reason. It makes me lose my mind, actually, that it exists like that. All right.
Minotaurs are too broken.
Okay, so when am I supposed to play this land?
After you attack.
Okay.
So we put away Oko and put Snapcaster on top, I think.
Okay.
Then we attack.
Yep.
And they're dead.
Well, yeah, Morag is stupid. Oh, also they chose white.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
They probably don't have a blast in hand.
Probably not.
But they know we can kill them. They're playing around the 1 fetch land. Actually, they are still dead even if we don't have a fetch, because the quad gets buffed as well.
Well, also, doesn't a fetch get another attack step?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if we had a normal...
Wow, that was so much fun. No wonder you played stupid Minotaurs for so long.
That was really good.
Let's play a match or two in the league, or however many you want, but 3-1 is decent.
We can play 1 for now, and then
reassess.
And then we play the next one of the prelim, probably.
No, it's only 4 rounds.
Oh, prelims are only 4 rounds.
Let me show you. The prizes are 4-0 gets the 40 QP, 600 points.
Oh, that's why you asked. I thought there was another round.
No, 3-1 is 20 QPs, 300 play points, 3 chests, and 2-2.
That's how they changed.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm new to this. I didn't play prelims for long. Okay. Yeah, then let's just jam some league matches.
Yeah, let me fix that. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, and we can play.
Yeah.
Play a few league matches, however many you want to play it. I don't want to keep you here forever, but I'll be right back in 2 seconds.
It's fine.
Thanks, everyone. Hit that follow button, hit that sub button, because Painter is great.
Clearly, because you're playing mirrors. Next TFBV is for Minotaurs. I mean, I thought it was a joke at first. Is he really doing it? I would love it though. I would really want to see that. No, the Minotaur deck doesn't play Cavern, but it would be really good in the deck, though. I thought about it quite a bit. I had a version with Cavern as well. Because then you can hardcast the Battle Shaper.
What about Burris Battle Shaper?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? I come back and we're talking about hardcasting of 7-drop that costs 5 white and red.
In Legacy.
All right. Actually, before we start, let's look at the deck we played against because I think it's pretty funny. Did it get reported ever on your account? It probably did, right?
Yeah, once.
Is it this one?
Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's...
This deck is...
I'm not gonna say a word.
This is so good.
I think the best phrase to describe this deck is "it works."
Oh, D'Amato, that sucks. But we caught up to you in wins.
No. But wait, how do you lose that matchup? Did they have challenge?
No, it was Thalia apparently.
Oh, it's that deck. Oh, I didn't read the Thalia part for some reason.
It makes sense for their deck to play Thalia as well, I think.
Thalia is OP.
Yeah, Thalia is OP. Let's see. Sethron, Hurlon General.
Yeah, that's the one-off Minotaur because you need diversity.
I see. But also, if you have enough mana, you can just one-shot someone.
Yeah, you can out of nowhere win against like Ice Fang and stuff. You can also win against the Marit Ledge that tries to block your stuff. I had that too.
Oh, because Menace is real, yeah.
Yeah, because Menace actually matters.
Wow, that's so sick. Also, Boros Battle Shaper is pretty good versus Marit Ledge.
Yeah, Boros Battle Shaper is much better than it looks on paper. The only really bad thing about it is that you kind of cannot hardcast it.
Okay, I kind of like this deck, except the problem is if you don't draw Digiru, all of these are really not very good to draw.
Yeah,
that's the real problem, right?
That's what Grindstone is for. I thought about what's it called, Fire Prophecy in the sideboard.
Yeah, I've seen that card floating around some modern lists and some pioneer lists because like bad Abrade that cycles a bad Minotaur is sometimes okay, but I think it's just too bad to play.
It's just too bad in Legacy, I think, sadly. And you want to use your sideboard slots for Abrade already, so you would then play 2 Abrades and 2 Fire Prophecy.
Why did you play Asabo's Web?
This is because 5 of the Minotaurs are legendary, and it's a better answer against Caracas than Piping Needle, because against DNT, for example, because they also have Rishon on court. So I didn't want to. The thing is, like, I had a trinket. The original version had more trinket mages, so I didn't want to play more than 1 needle, and so that's why I have the Sava's Web, because I think randomly drawing the Sava's Web is better than randomly drawing the needle usually. That's the main reason, actually.
Oh, so this is a person I lost to in the showcase. Not surprising they 4-0'd. They played really well versus me, and I think I played pretty bad.
They
were Sprite Dragon Rug in round 8.
Oh, they were that deck, yeah.
And they made top 8, and obviously I didn't, even though I won my last round.
Kind of close, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. 3-1's decent.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, not unhappy about that. Obviously,
considering our loss was a matchup that I literally have never played before with this deck.
Ren God, that's the problem with that deck.
You would be surprised if you knew how often it happens that you still win with like 3 dead cards in hand with this deck. But
I kind of would have been rooting for you to play exactly 1 Cavernous Souls to hardcast those versus some.
Yeah, there is a. It would make sense to play a white fetch target.
Sometime. I assume this is a keep pretty easily.
Yeah, it has to be a keep.
Do you play fetch or trop?
Yeah, you kind of have to play the fetch land.
I know. Getting wasted is so bad with this hand, I think.
Yeah, it's really bad. You might still play the trop turn 2, but...
Stooch is usually Blue Red Delver? Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna... Oh, that does look like Blue Red Delver. That's fine. I mean, this matchup is fine. It's not like insane, but it's fine, right? Oh, they chose to shuffle.
Oh, that's
really good, actually.
Probably good.
Do I play around Stifle?
No. Because we have to drop in hand as well. If they leave up Stifle, that's actually good for us.
Right. Because they're not trying to kill us
with they would need to have Stifle Daze and Wastelands to punish us.
If they play Arcanist, I have to force it, right?
Yes, that's the main problem about this matchup. Yeah, you have to force pitch the Quattro, I think. Because the Brainstorm can still find like a Pyroblast or a Bolt.
Okay,
that's kind of good for us. So next turn we might play Drop, Brainstorm. Or we play Walk and Brainstorm, that's probably better.
We have too many lands that resolving this Brainstorm is actually great, right? Oh,
yeah, let's put away the... I mean, maybe you...
Do I want to take one less damage for having one less fetch
also
mana?
like the mountain makes us... We can then...
I think I'm going to put these two back, actually.
Yeah, I think that's the correct way to play it, actually. And then just pass.
Do we have another Volcanic in our deck?
Yes, but we will try to not fetch on it.
I agree, but I'm just bringing that up in case we have
That's
to.
why the second Walk is in the deck for those situations. Okay.
Oh, no, this is fine. Yeah. This is fine.
It's not over. But the problem is, if you like have to keep forcing those, then you're gonna lose. That's how.
Yeah, because you just won't have any cards left, right?
Yeah, you will just have no cards left. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So pretty straightforward. Tapping the bulk because we need to play around the wasteland, I guess. the moment of realization. There's a painter. Okay. Yeah, you obviously have to commit.
And I'm just gonna not bother playing around Daze because I think it costs too much.
You just have to play into it. If they have it, they have it. That's just how it works.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Okay, now I feel a lot safer. I mean, this is not great still. They have so many cards, right?
They have 2 lands only. That's the reason why they have so many cards.
Okay, that's fine.
Delver, we don't really care about that.
Okay.
That's kind of good. You might want to kill the Delver because of the... Well, actually, you definitely attack Woe, I think. Because I think we are going to kill the Delver at some point next turn. Question is just when the best spot is, because giving them the scry obviously is annoying, but I feel like if they then bolt the painter in response, we would have to power blast the bolt. You just want to do this on their turn instead. Okay, so we don't even have to power blast it. Maybe we should not have attacked. Because
I was actually thinking about that.
Yeah, maybe that was better actually. I thought that we would kill the Delver anyway.
Hold on. Should I just blast one of these Delvers? No.
Yeah, just blast the one that's attacking, I think.
Yeah, now that there's 2, I definitely want to blast them, because if they get to, like, scry...
That means they probably don't have a bolt.
I think so. Well, no, that doesn't mean that, right?
Oh, it doesn't have... Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, I would ponder off islands. Veil would be great. Second Painter's Sermon. It's kind of bad and kind of good as well. The Scalding Tarn is really bad, but I feel like the bolt is worth keeping the stuff, even though... Oh, I'm really not sure, actually. Maybe we should shuffle this.
So, my instinct is, this is straight blue-red, right?
Yeah.
So it means that all of the bolts are really good and buy you so much time.
Yeah, the bolt is really good. That's the reason why we might want to keep it. The thing is, like, the land is really bad, but the second painter could have some value. So I don't know.
I think what I'm actually going to do is draw the painter this turn and play painter.
Yeah, and beef up the mountain. Yeah, I guess that's the play. And then that way you can even attack. So
exactly. I'm going to see if it resolves first, but... Alright. I remember when this card was printed, and everyone immediately posted about Grindstone.
Right. That
because
remembers me. Yeah.
because that's how like those forums work, right? People just look for the most degenerate thing to do.
That's true. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, what's up, Mike? Hope you're
It's a really
having a
cool
good
card.
one. We went 3-1 the prelim, which I'm pretty thrilled about because I did not win at all last night.
That reminded me of when Vampire Hex Mage got.
Yeah, exactly. The same
And
thing happened.
everyone was like,
Obviously, um,
yeah,
okay.
it's fine. We play around days.
Yeah, I
We don't.
agree. We can take some amount of damage. I also think their hand is probably creatures or lands, based on how this game played out.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really hard for them to have a spell unless if it's like Force of Will, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Yeah, what's up, Theo? Alright, do I attack with one or both? Probably just one.
I think one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about if we bolt the Sprite Dragon, actually, because we have 2 painters. The Blast is kind of safe by Vindicate. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it should be a Vindicate.
I think maybe I can sit on it because the problem is a top decked Arcanus is really scary still.
Yeah, but you could then Power Blast it, right? Because we have 2 painters.
Oh, sure.
We can still do it in their upkeep anyway. So it's just.
I actually want to see if it flips or not. I think is the answer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the answer. Pretty sure that's what we want to.
All right, okay. I think I'm gonna bolt the Sprite Dragon now.
Yeah, I think so. Because this way they cannot like pump it through 3 times in response or something. It's another Sprite Dragon. Maybe we just let it resolve and take 1 for now. Because we are like...
Yep.
We obviously have a dead card on top again, right?
We do. But yeah, I mean, that's the last one we know about. We can just hold it.
Yeah, we will just hold it in case we draw Force of Will or something.
So I was thinking about it. You play this deck very old school Legacy. Try to minimize the number of lands in play.
Yeah, it's like... It's combining the advantages of decks like Delver and combo decks with the advantages of decks like control decks. Kind of.
Man.
Their Delver is really not the one thing. Like that's kind of huge that I didn't flip for like 5 turns or 4 turns. Wait. I spoke too soon. If they have too many of those, we're gonna die. No, I would not Power Blast it yet. Like I would just wait for them to commit a spell. I think. Like if they hit us for 2 a turn, it can't be that bad, right?
Yeah, I think actually our best draw is probably Ice Fang now.
I think our best draw is Grindstone.
Oh, sure. Never mind.
Yeah, they could do that any second, but...
Okay. Okay, that's also good. Pretty... I'm going to just cast it now, I think.
Yeah, off island, I would say.
Yeah. They thought about forcing that, I feel like.
Ice Fang is obviously really good. Is there a way to play... Like, you could...
So what I can do is I can put Island Fawn on top.
Yeah, you can do that.
And I think that's probably correct.
Yeah, I think it's correct.
But I kind of don't want to draw that Fawn unless if it's really absolutely necessary. And I don't think it's going to be necessary, frankly.
I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, that's the best part of Painter, right? We talked about this earlier as well.
Power Blast looks really cool, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, there was a line where you keep the Fawn, but I think that's
Lightning Bolt.
Oh. So what does that mean for us? I think you might want to flash in the Koala now so that they cannot respond to the card draw, which means that in case you have to fetch drop, because we could draw a Veil.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think I tap Forest and Volk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because they have to attack anyway. So
we've used so many blasts. I think this is probably more correct. Because 1, 2, 3. There's actually 2 blasts. Okay.
There is Oko. Maybe that card might win us the game, but we still have to survive this turn.
Well, I think the rest of their hand's probably bad, which is a good thing for us.
The rest of their hand should be land and something. Maybe 2 lands, actually. Okay. So...
I think we're going to block Delver and blast a dragon.
The thing is, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's just block the Delver first, I think. Because for some reason they just didn't use the bolt on the Ice Fang. Kind of crazy. I think you want to go to damage, actually.
Okay.
You want them to commit a spell before you blast. I feel like there's also no difference in being at 11 or 12.
That's not true whatsoever, I think.
It's not true because they have 1/1s that are attacking.
Exactly, but I think there's a lot of scenarios. You could construct a lot of scenarios where it's very different.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would just untap, actually.
Okay.
Okay. So obviously, the one card that they could have still, besides the bolt, could be a Daze. Because there's nothing else really that they can have.
Yeah, but I kind of want to cycle this asteroid, period.
You still have to cast it. I'm just saying, like, yeah. I'm just saying that there obviously was merit to instant power blasting, but I really didn't want to do it yet. Because they could be countering the Oko, and the Oko is kind of... I mean, I don't know if Oko wins versus the Sprite Dragons, but...
I think this is forced play now, pretty much.
Yeah, it's forced play, and I think you just tap the duels. So,
3/5. Does gaining life even... Like, does making food this turn actually do anything? I don't think it does.
I'm not sure.
Whereas if I make this at 3/3, what if I make one of the painters at 3/3? What happens?
You just should make the painter at 3/3.
Yeah, I think that's actually correct, even though it looks goofy as hell.
Yeah, I think.
And if they bolt it, should I pyro the bolt?
8.
Probably not.
No, we still pyro this.
Oh, now it's green actually.
Yeah, now it's not blue anymore.
That's so funny.
Yeah, maybe we should have instant power blasted that.
That's what I was thinking about for so long.
I didn't think about this. I didn't think about us drawing another 1-mana card that we have to play in addition to the Oko. I just wanted the power blast to protect.
So, my take on this is they very well could have a Daze and just never used it, even when they should have, to just like put counters on their things, I think.
That's probably true.
But so do I play into Daze now? Like,
why are they bolting the non-elf? They probably think that the elf painter doesn't have any abilities.
Yeah, they don't know. So I'm gonna let that go. Obviously,
no, we don't care about the 1/3 painter. Yeah.
Should I blast one of their dragons?
Yeah, but probably in their upkeep. What's that? Oh.
Actually, this makes sense for them to have a wild, and this is also scary as hell.
Well, I think you need to kill this one Sprite Dragon now.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
Because if you counter the petty theft, that's probably not gonna do much.
Yeah, now I really regret not killing it. Now if they daze me, it's so bad.
Yeah, if they have daze, we just lose the game. Okay, so we didn't get punished.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about it for so long. Remember?
I think your play was better actually. Yeah, I agree.
But you do what you can do, right?
Okay, that's 7.
No, they're chaining our Oko.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of annoying as well, but...
It's... this... Where it's really falling apart is these cards are very bad right now.
Yeah, having drawn so many painters and no grindstones obviously sucks.
Oh, well, we drew a bunch of brainstorms. We drew 2 already.
No, I mean grindstones.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm just casting this.
Oh, they have. Oh
Okay.
no,
that.
I thought they have force of negation or something. There is grinds. Okay, so we can try to dodge the bullet, which is wait. Actually, don't we have it locked up anyway because we can draw the force, play a painter,
Yeah.
pitch the force into the paint.
Well, so the way that fails is if let's see, 4, 5, 6,
8.
7, 8, 9. No, then we're safe.
It would be
right?
exactly 1.
Okay, sure.
So there is another scenario where the 1 damage from earlier matters. So
did we put a fetch pack, right? In that scenario?
Yeah, that's actually true. No, but there was a scenario where we took 1 more from the Sprite Dragon than we had to, and you were like, I was like, it doesn't matter, and you were like, it might matter, and I was like, yeah. So like, if we took 1 more damage, we could have maybe died here because of it.
That's so funny. Everything ended up mattering exactly, right?
Yeah.
It could have mattered
sure
even
their
more.
Last card is their last card has to be a land, right?
Yeah. I think we win, but it was very scary, right?
It was much too close for this match. Like this matchup is good. It's not really good, but it's also not bad. Like it's I feel like it's a favorite matchup.
Sure.
This game obviously turned out differently. Yeah, they're dead.
Turn 12, kill you with my combo. This is so Splinter Twin-esque.
Yeah. Maybe they should have kept their lands, so to bluff more cards, but we would have went for it anyway.
Oh yeah, because we're literally dead on board.
Yeah, but they could have pitched the land, that's what I mean. Okay.
Nice. You love to see it.
So now, obviously, that they know about Painter, they're gonna bring in Nagrod and the Braves and stuff, so they're gonna take out most of this stuff. And bring in we played this matchup already today, right? So it will be the same. We bring in all those answers, yeah, Snapcaster and Whale as well, and the explosives, I think. And then you cut Force of Negations, and that's it.
Oh yeah, Fawn's always kind of awful. I even kind of don't love it versus Rug either, but it's more defensible here.
Against Rug, I leave exactly 1 Fawn to
I see.
outs against Subandagri and Oko.
No, yeah. I don't have a bug lands list at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if bug lands is the deal right now.
1 Grindstone, no pair. So the reason Stefan explained this to me, and I think it makes sense, is as long like in this matchup, if you're not dead and you can generate advantages other ways, you don't naturally need Painter and Stone in your deck because it's also very, very clunky and unreliable. I think is the issue.
Yeah, the painter really doesn't work against the. I mean, sometimes it would be good to like soak 3 damage, but.
So I think I have to keep, but this is like kind of scary to keep this hand too.
Yeah, if they have Arcanists, I mean, you could play Ponder on turn 1 to aggressively search an answer.
I think I'm going to, yeah.
Yeah. The 1 Grindstone is just in there so that if your win conditions all get blasted, you can still win. Yeah, I think you're kind of priced into. If you keep this hand, you're priced into trying to get. So there is no answer for Arcanist, which is kind of sad because all those cards are really good.
Should I just shuffle?
I think you might want to shuffle.
Yeah. Also, there's no land, which is kind of bad too.
Okay. Obviously, Ice Fang and Blast are really good, but if they have Arcanist, we just scoop basically. So.
Okay.
That's really good for us because that means no Arcanist.
Wait, did I F6? Oh, I shouldn't have F6'd.
Yeah. But...
Oh, what the hell? Okay, there's my prizes.
Whoa, prizes.
I think it might have... That was weird. It like lagged me and then... Oh, that's decent.
Okay, so that means... in my view, I would actually just play Astrolabe here and pass. Because that's the same scenario that we had earlier today, where you want to be able to force the Arcanist but not play into Daze.
Yep.
And also have another backup. I might have even wanted to play the Astrolabe before I played the land there, because if they Daze it, it's really good.
You know, Paulo would just say that that's a mistake every time, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because you're not supposed to give your opponent the option, even if it's good for you no matter what. I don't think we care about
Well,
this.
that's not really giving my opponent an option anymore. Yeah, this one resolves.
Should I blast end step?
No, I think you blast it in attacker's next turn, or in upkeep. Just to play around days. I think you might even want to... Well, you still play the other Astrolabe, actually, I think.
You think so? What if I just put it back with Brainstorm?
Oh, that might actually be better.
Because now the Astrolabes have no value except for being
now it has no value except for Oko. Yeah. You're right. I mean, yeah, because we have so many cards in hand, it makes sense to not play it. Sometimes I will still play it there.
No, we literally have 7, so I think we're set.
Yeah, we have too many cards to be dirtling around.
I'm just gonna Brainstorm and blast.
Yeah, brainstorming first, yeah.
If they want to counter the Brainstorm, I'm probably not gonna fight over it. I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah, it's fine. They Power Blast that.
Okay. This can
so we don't need the Astrolabe, and then we kind of would like to have the land, but at the same time, like every other card is really good, right? I feel like because we are spending a blast this turn, it's fine to shuffle away the land. I don't know if that makes sense. Because we are not playing Oko next turn, I think. They're gonna play another threat and we're gonna try to answer it. So
alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy that.
Try to stay high on cards. Bye, the little guy. This Naughty Road interaction is always so funny.
I don't care.
We could.
Oh wait. Actually, I'm going to. If they daze it, I don't care.
I think it's correct. Even if they have daze, simply because
he uses all of our mana, getting that daze doesn't really matter.
Then if you draw a land, you could play the Oko with backup and stuff like that. Okay. If they fluster that as well, that means they don't have daze, probably. Put a Brainstorm.
Okay, that's fine. Did they play a Lannister already?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, so they might...
They could daze with Walk and then replay it. Okay, if this resolves...
Oh, wow, that's so good for us.
I think it's actually game over because we're so far ahead in cards now. That's why I think Veil is a stupid card.
It is a stupid card, except most decks nowadays can't play it that effectively.
Yeah, and some decks just also don't care about it. So you can't really play too many.
Oh my god, it asks me still?
Yeah,
that's so annoying.
But that's mode for you. Fine. So now we're gonna play, I think, Oko.
Oko leaving a blast.
Yeah, simply.
And our Astrolabe has no text except turns into a 3/3 anyways. So.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, someone in chat says tricking opponents into bringing in Norad, he just can't keep getting away with it. You know, we're getting away with it.
It literally worked every match, I think. I have seen this card in turn 2 and turn 3 now way more often than I did with Storm. So, and it's a one-off, so they always bring it in probably.
Well, they don't want to lose to Painter Stone, of course.
Yeah, true.
Also, I think you played Ant when there were a lot less Null Rods, if I had to guess.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
That's fine. I'm just going to blast on my turn.
Yeah, you're just going to let Oko take 1 damage. We can even leverage the 5th land here, because we have so much stuff going on, which is pretty good.
Oh, I could have snapped Blast as well, but that's a little bit too much mana.
Because they... Yeah, no, I like having Blast. I like having the Snap Up.
Nice bounce
back. They cannot blast it anyway, because they have to blast Oko.
Imagine attacking Oko for 1 Keck. Yeah, it's a Keck.
I guess we float
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because they're gonna move phases, I think, but
yeah,
and
fine.
we're gonna beat them with our overpowered planeswalker from 2019. Was it 2019? It was 2019. Yeah.
It was 2019. Yeah.
I'm still gonna point out you did not play this card in that Pro Tour. How could you not do that?
I almost played it in the sideboard, but yeah, that maybe that was a little bit crazy. I think you want to Pyroblast this actually.
Sprite Dragon's unplayable. I don't think Sprite Dragon's that good either, except in Vintage.
I don't think it's unplayable, but I don't think it's great. Yeah.
Agreed. That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
All right.
What is a boat? Oh, you mean a boat?
Well, he's talking about Sky Sovereign, or they're talking about Sky Sovereign Console 5 Trap, obviously.
Oh, obviously. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Skyboot is so broken.
Yeah, we are just...
I mean, they're dead in 2 attacks.
Yeah.
I think Young Pyromancer is significantly better than Sprite Dragon.
Yeah.
Because the actual problem with Sprite Dragon is that it's still bad versus Snow, is the actual answer. You've managed to move from a card, Tarmogoyf, to Sprite Dragon, which is also not that good in Rug Mirrors as well. It's kind of crazy that the builds went that way, I think.
Yeah. Like, there's two things that's good about Sprite Dragon. One is it's blue, and the other thing is you can't really elk it, right?
I think that's the reason people started playing it, but Young Pyromancer also is kind of good versus Oko in a similar way because you make tokens on the turn you play it, and then that sort of alleviates the thing as well, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
We can play one more.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. One more, then we'll have been going for about 4 hours. And you know what? We have a pretty good record with this deck right now, 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty good record with this deck as well. So.
Oh, you pronounce R, he/him? Okay, it does help. Now I can say the boat guy is a guy.
I am sorry. We are sorry. You identify as a boat.
You probably identify this as a boat. The question is, which boat does he identify as? I'm partial to Predator flagship myself from Prophecy. Captain Haddock asks, would you board versus Rug similarly? He says he leaves in 1 fawn.
Against Rug, there are some differences. Against Rug, I leave in 1 fawn because they have Suban Library and Oko. And I usually leave the Painter over the Grindstone because you can blast green creatures. And that's basically it, I think.
My hand was unkeepable. I think I'm going to put 1 blast back.
Yeah, you put back 1 red elemental blast, I think, in case there are like some deck where you have Force of Negation something.
Well, I can't even cast Force of Negation.
I know, but you might hit a blue card. I don't know, like, keeping all 3 blasts is just too high variance.
I agree. Also, what if they are just playing goblins or something?
Bloodstained Mire Pass. Could be Delver with a bad hand.
Could be Reanimator.
Could be Reanimator, which makes me think that we want to cycle this Astrolabe.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's very unlikely that we have to blast something out of this. I mean, it could be TES and they cast a counter next turn, but this is probably safer.
Yeah, Stefan basically built no bad cards Painter.
It's basically NBC. Like the bad cards in the deck are the Painter cards, basically. that's essentially what it is.
I think.
Ooh. Yeah, I think you play it because you have Force of Negation.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. Fleet Wheel Cruiser. People occasionally still play that one in Vintage. I'm not sure how good it actually is.
Cruiser. That card was good in Vintage for some time. Or maybe it's still good. I don't know. Shops are just really not that great. Or maybe they are. I don't know much about Vintage.
Oh, chat has degenerated into talking about their favorite boats now, obviously.
Whatever floats your boat.
I guess it's...
Okay, they are...
It feels like Ant, actually.
It's fine if they ponder results, right? Because if we untap with this, we're going to have 3 hard counters. I don't think you lose against Ant if you untap here. I mean, you could still
Well,
lose.
yeah.
You
I mean,
draw.
versus Tomato, if we ever drew this card, our hand was actually insanely good, right?
Yeah, that's true.
The best vote is what are this
It
feels
could
like
also be
Ant.
Doomsday with like they could be Max Torsion's Doomsday list because they have Bloodstained Mire.
That's true. But
I
in
think
any case, Painter Servant's so good versus Dooms.
Yeah, yeah. We
this
could
is just so good.
actually we could destroy their Underground Sea because they didn't find a land.
Do you want to?
I'm not sure. Like, what's the downside? They could have days, but if they are the Max Torsionist, they don't have days.
Yeah, but what's the upside? Like, their deck is mostly mana, right?
They could. Oh no, there's other punishes. They could also have what's it called?
They could also have Veil of Summer.
No, the thing that where you sacrifice a land cycling.
Edge of Autumn. All right, like I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
I think that's crazy.
I think you're not doing it.
Edge of Autumn's also like my favorite card because I registered it in a block Grand Prix trial to pump my Tarmogoyfs at instant speed, and no one ever saw it coming.
Wow.
My deck also had Flagstones of Trocare.
If you don't have it's a sorcery, right?
Yeah, you can cast.
If you don't have a sorcery or land in your grave, then you can like instant speed +2 your Goyfs.
Should I blast this?
I mean, I feel like if you want to blast this, you should have blasted Underground Sea. So I think I would let this go.
Okay. Yeah, I did get someone with a surprise pump. They blocked with like a Kavu Predator that was like a 3/3. People were playing Kavu Predator and Fiery Justice in that format too.
Yeah, Grindstone is pretty good against Doomsday. It's
really hard for them to win if you play it correctly, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a hate beer. Like, it's not as good as like Meddling Mage on Thassa's Oracle, but it's close to that. They can play through.
So this is Tess?
This should be Tess, yeah.
But I think our hand's so good that like
I think they cannot win possibly through this.
I mean, they can definitely win, but it probably involves this card.
This turn.
It probably involves this card for them to win, right?
Yeah, but they cannot win this exact turn. Yeah, we just. I mean,
I'm just going to see what they do. You know.
Yeah. This is Storm 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so no, there's no. Yeah, we just Fire Blast it. They probably have a Veil now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blast the Veil
first. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You can tap for green or blue because of our painter.
Maybe you should actually Force of Negate it because Pyroblast works on either turn. Maybe I don't know. Actually, it's just Pyroblast it. I'm not sure if there's like merit to keep Pyro over the Force of Negation here because they won't have any creatures. So. Force of Negation should usually be better.
I think this is better, but I also think
it's probably
unlikely to matter.
It's really unlikely to matter.
They're Hellbent, and we have a 1/3. Oh, and we just drew that.
Right. Yeah, you can play one more land. They're Hellbent, and we have a 1/3. That doesn't sound very intimidating somehow.
Look! It's a 17-turn clock!
This is probably fine, right?
Yeah, it's just... You can force pitch land with Painter, yeah. That's one of... Like, it's kind of broken that you can do that.
This is definitely a matchup where I could see bringing the Blue Blasts. Because you can pitch Blue Blast as well. They didn't shuffle and kept the Lotus Petal. You should not have played the land.
Oh, whoops.
Because...
Yeah, you're right. The land's actually valuable to pitch to Fawn.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll stop playing lands out. I clicked it.
His deck is not lands. This is kind of interesting.
The problem is they can go get Defense Grid, but if they activate
How greedy is it to let it resolve?
I know, I was thinking about that.
Is that too greedy? I don't know. It could get main deck DK, but I don't think many people play that. I think it's bad to play main deck DK probably. So.
Alright, I don't think I'm allowed to let it resolve. But
I think that's exactly what like the scenario, the thing that Paula said. What you mean? What you said before, right?
mm-hmm.
Like you just give your opponent more options than they should have.
I think there's like some weird universe. If I let that resolve, I could actually lose.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't let it resolve. I think is probably most likely the case.
It represents a 1 mana LED or 2 mana Veil as well on the board, so it's probably valuable for them.
So our deck is just all counter spells anyways. We're just gonna beat them down with this 1/3. I think their deck has too much air for them to win from this spot, right?
It's just getting better.
Should I play land?
No,
now?
I think you have a pitch for Force of Will, and you have a hard cast Force of Negation, and you can even cast everything. So that's
2 mana 1/3 beatdown, a familiar legacy game plan.
That's what the Pain in Painter stands for.
The Pain in Painter stands for take 1 every turn.
Death of 1,000 Stings. That's fine.
Yeah, that one's fine. Yeah, I think basically their deck is too much mana that I don't think they can overcome this, right?
Yeah, I don't know what they have to draw to beat this. This is also not the game you would like to play with TS anyway. So like when you're already at this stage, so like, I think most combo decks would lose there anyway. I think you might actually want to force it. I'm not sure. Actually.
No, maybe. I should just let it resolve. They'll go get Echo. Then
They're going for Echo. And then we just do we force hardcast the Echo?
I was actually thinking about that, and I think the answer is actually yes.
Yeah, I think that's the play, because Force of Negation could be good against the Echo that they have in their deck naturally.
Exactly, that's what I was also thinking.
Yeah, that's.
Well, they didn't crack the LED, so I didn't have to worry about empty, right?
They couldn't cast empty. I mean, they could get empty, obviously, and then keep it in their hands. That's true, but they would need to spend a lot of spells, and we can still counter copies and block the 1/1s with the Painter. Mm-hmm. So I believe that it was correct to let it resolve. So just to let them spew resources. Yeah, if they keep empty and then draw like 3 or 4 spells, and then they cast everything, and then they make about 10 goblins, but then we can still counter 2 copies and have a 1/3 in play that probably stalls the empty forever.
Yeah, our 2 mana 1/3 is broken.
I think it was like, obviously if they had like more cards in hand, then we would have found the Burning Wish, but
our opponent's a sucker for punishment.
Yeah, this is the pain.
This is a painter. Painter hardly knew her. Alright, I'm gonna stop.
It's just peak gameplay. Who needs Jace or like win conditions?
Oh. I don't know why this is so funny. This game is just I don't know what could happen.
They could draw natural 10 roots and draw up to 8 cards or something, but they haven't been playing in a way that they would support.
No, but if they start increasing their hand size, all right.
I think you force hardcast, yeah.
You mean traumatic
visions? I think they should have not committed any spells anymore at some point. And just
whoa. Carlos Jones is suggesting I be timed out from my own Twitch chat broadcast. I don't support this.
Oh, we can finally end the game.
Why would we want to do that? Looks like my opponent's conceding because...
I think your opponent conceded.
Another 2 mana 1/3. Alright. Alright, we ended their pain. Alright, this lightning bolt can come out.
So against TS... Yeah. I'm not entirely sure about the veils, actually. Yeah, explosives and static caster should be considered. A braid and needle also could be both considered. A braid obviously is better than needle because of defense grid. And then there's the blue blast as well that could be considered. So what cards are really bad in this matchup? It's essentially Oko. I mean, Oko can still be good because it adds to Wishclaw and Ice Fang. And then the veil. I don't really. What do the whales do actually against them? They can stop tendrils simply. I don't feel like whale is that good against the TS, right?
I changed my mind, yeah.
And then we should probably cut Labes and Quathos. Something like that. I feel like the Blue Blast could be decent. I don't know if they side out Burning Wish in his matchups, for example.
I don't think they can ever set up Burning Wish, but...
Yeah, then...
No, Veil is great. If you have Painter in play, you can't die.
I mean, that's a good point, but...
Well, then what should I cut?
I think you are just supposed to cut the Astrolabes, actually.
Oh, I see.
You don't need this no mana base.
Got it.
And then this way you could, like, shave an Oko or something. But that Veil doesn't do much pre-combo, right?
Alright, hear me out. What if I just cut off the Okos?
We might take too long to win then. Well, I guess we just win the same way as we won this game. Maybe. It's a blue card as well.
Alright, I'm gonna cut one Veil.
Yeah, I would
one Oko.
And one Snake or something.
Yeah.
I feel like Blue Blast is gonna be better than Snake. It can counter Rite of Flame as well. And you can also, if you have a second painter, you can also name red with the other one, and you can counter anything. I have done that.
Yeah, so yeah, I think deciding not to kill their land was actually really good.
Yeah. That's.
Even though it turned out they were not a deck where they could just sack their land to cycle, but versus test, so much of their deck is mana that trading spells for mana is not that good.
Yeah.
This hand is weird because there are certainly a lot of draws they can have that just play right through this, right? They can have like mono black storm draw with like Wish Claw and that Nauseam. But there's also draws that this is really good against. For example, your explosives is really good against empty, and some of the draws that they can have with like zeros. Red Blast could counter a cantrip next turn. Hydro Blast checks Burning Wish and Red of Flame. So I don't really know if this is a keeper or not.
So the counterpoint I'm gonna make is I think this hand's too disjointed. Even if I like survive turn one, then like what if I just draw like
you don't have a painter as well.
Yeah, exactly.
The Grindstone is really like,
I think I'm just gonna mulligan. I think I can do better.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
And this is much better.
Insanely better. So the main question here is, I think we're obviously gonna keep both forces. Main question is, do you put away the Coatl?
I think I'm gonna bottom the Coatl, yeah.
Yeah. It can turn out badly to not have the Coatl. But if we get to cast Painter on turn 2, we're winning.
Yeah. That's really aggressive.
Fine. I mean, that's a TS play. I think that's like the deck that does this most often without it being wrong. So like,
yeah, I agree, but
it's really aggressive, obviously.
Should I just play the Grindstone out? Probably.
I feel like playing the Grindstone out is correct because whatever we draw means that we can pitch next turn. Like this turn, we might pitch Force of Negation to Brainstorm or like Force of Will Brainstorm.
Yep.
If they play a defense grid, for example. And then next turn, we have Force of Negation with whatever card. We should have probably fetched Volk and played the Grindstone because there's some weird scenarios where you want to brainstorm away the forest, but it's probably not gonna matter.
Oh, I see.
Turn 2 anyway. Like it's really not gonna matter. Just saying. I don't know. Do you think they brought in DK maybe?
I think so, and the other reason to force this right now is what if they just go get defense grid with it?
I mean, you could counter the defense grid next turn, then it's probably not that bad, right? Because then we get... Actually, if they get DK, then we have to Wish Claw to get another...
Okay. I'm gonna let this go then, I think.
I think you let it go. The only punish is like if they have Mox and stuff like that. Or we have an Excess Painter even.
That's a good card to pitch.
Yeah, that's a good card to pitch. Or a good card to have if they decay the painter next turn.
Alright. We are signaling you are in check even though we don't actually have it. It's a bluff check, right?
Yeah. Is there a reason to counter this?
I don't think so.
There are some hands, but they are not a discard combo deck, so probably not.
Wait, okay. So I feel like they have Veil in their hand, but it's not even going to matter, really.
It's fine, it's fine. They're just going to counter twice. Or like, hopefully we're going to get through this with counter twice. All fine.
I mean, they only have 2 cards in hand.
Okay, so that's probably a point where you have to counter the Burning Wish, because if they get... Well, I guess they can't get...
If they get empty... Wait, what's the storm?
So you're just too likely to win.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, it would be 10. So what do they get here is the question.
I mean, they could get Massacre, but that's not very good.
What do they actually get?
They could get Echo and go get LED, and then I counter the Echo.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think I can let this resolve, actually.
Yeah, I think actually this resolves.
Yeah.
Even if it gets like duress or anything, then we just let it resolve.
I mean, if they get Thoughtseize, like, who cares, right?
Yes. Maybe they're gonna punish us. I want to see the punish that they have if they're wrong.
I actually don't think there is a punish. With them only having 1 card in hand, right?
I'm likely to believe that as well.
Well, sorry, they have effectively 2 cards in hand because of the Wish Claw, right?
Thoughtseize, okay, that's whatever. Just let it resolve.
Yeah, I mean, it's less damage. What this means is they can't have a veiled ad nause or anything like that.
Yes.
And they spent 3 mana to take 1 of our forces. And if they use Witchclaw to go get a decay, Cyrus, if they massacred us, that's fine. We would just force the massacre, and they'd be down 2 lands. Like, is that even bad?
Oh, do you mean massacre? Like,
or no, pulverize. Pulverize. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. Were they trying to natural storm me? Well, I was just not going to cast anything. So
they didn't have enough. They're just writing the GGs.
I don't know, like, that was possibly a bluff, but I'm just like, I don't think I actually have to cast anything, so...
Would we have to run event next turn?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
No.
You'll have to be in suspense forever. Alright.
Okay.
We won 6 matches and lost 1. So, you know what it's time for? It's time to open treasure chests for the chat.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't eat up too much time for you, so we can see.
No, I'm fine.
All right. First one for someone who requested it. You know what's funny? I don't think this card was even good in draft. I think this card was actually pretty awful in draft. Because what happens is it just keeps switching sides.
Yeah, this is kind of weird.
Because literally, the plague just spreads from side to side.
I think it was just supposed to be a funny card.
Its art is not very good. It's like flies on a horse.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see what else. Come on, something good. This is like Painter Servant, in that it has a weird characteristic defining effect to lands
this
instead.
Card used to be good sometimes.
No, yeah, like, this card is good versus Blood Moon, just like Painter Servant is good versus Humility.
Yeah.
And I think casual players love this card because, like, obviously it's just super cool to do that shit. Like foil of this card IRL, I think, is worth so much, right?
It's probably, I don't know, probably more than $30 or something even.
And also, there's a throwback card to that one. I don't know if you know this one. Spectral Searchlight, which doesn't actually work the way it used to because Mana Burn existed back then.
Oh, I know that card.
Yeah, it was good in RGD draft. It was originally in Ravnica City of Guilds. Yeah, see, Jacob understands. Why spend money on lands when I can just cast Chromatic Lantern? Also, my MTGO is bugging out, not letting me look at Spectral Searchlight.
I want to. It's too old school for MTGO.
Well, it's not, because I remember drafting a bunch of those on this client and mana burning my opponents out, because that's how that card works.
Okay.
So basically, it says choose a player. That player adds 1 mana of any color. So you would just activate it during their end step, and they would just burn for 1. So you could slowly kill them with Spectral Searchlight.
Yeah, but it's like a really, really slow win condition that's also a Mana Stone.
Yeah, it's also just a Darksteel Ingot, right?
Mana Rock. Yeah.
And also, like, that format, you could often have 3 to 4 color green decks. So, it was the Bounce Land Signet format, Civic Wayfinder as well. All right. Did my MTGO really crash? I guess it's better to crash now than later.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is it crashing? This is annoying. I want to open more chests. I was just trying to show chat. Spectral Searchlight.
Beautiful piece of history.
Alright, fine, chat. I guess I'll reboot my MTGO. Even though I sort of wanted to watch the replays from this event, but now I can't because it's going to be gone now. Wait, what the hell? Sad chat. Well, I'm glad my MTGO is not crashing between every sideboard game, if you remember that. Remember that one stream where we did where it literally crashed every sideboard game?
Oh god, that was...
Oh, I discovered what was causing it. Looking at your deck in card view between sideboard caused it to crash about 75% of the time.
Oh yeah.
Which is a really weird bug, then I just stopped doing it because it's really not worth...
strange bug.
It's not worth crashing your client just to look at it.
That's why I never had that bug.
Oh yeah, you always look in the pile view, not the card view, right?
Yes.
Alright, we have to open 2 more chests, said. You're not pro opening chests, right?
Not usually. I mean, sometimes I do it. Especially when I need play points, but that's
this card was so stupid.
Not an issue recently. This card is just something else. I don't know.
Well, here's what actually happened with that card in that format. You would put 1 infect counter on them, then you would just activate this like 3 times and they were dead.
Yeah.
Carlos Jones, Rich has been playing. I saw him in the showcase and a bunch of like vintage realms. He just hasn't been streaming it, I think. Alright. Last one. Let's make it good. God damn it.
Well.
This card's good with Torpor Orb.
Yeah.
Only sort of, because it's also an 8/4 with no evasion that gets plowed. So it's not actually good with Torpor Orb.
The played card from that cycle was the Hunted Horror.
Hunted Horror or Hunted Phantasm.
Oh yeah.
Or Hunted Dragon is probably the one that saw the most play because of Dragonstorm.
True, okay. If that counts, then yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
I guess.
I think we had a good one. We won most of our matches. Goddamn ad nauseam. D'Amato got us real good. Alright, but now it is time to pay it forward. Alright, said, I'll let you pick who we should raid.
Good question.
Aspiring Spike is playing Lotus Field, Jeskai in Modern.
So that would be definitely a consideration. Let's look a little bit more downwards. If there's anyone like who really needs viewers. Well, I don't know. I don't know most of these.
What is?
Who's that? Oh, that's a legacy webcam tournament, I think, in Germany. Oh.
If it's in German, I'm not sure how good the viewing is, right?
It's probably in German. Yeah, it's in German. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Who's Arnie? Do you think this is the Arnie? No, it's not.
No, it's not the Arnie. No,
because his last name starts with an
H. I actually know 3 of the names.
Well,
I know
yeah.
who these people are.
I'm not surprised. Oh, they named it December to Dismember. That's a funny pun.
Yeah.
What is Spile Tag 2?
Yeah, that just means day of playing number 2.
Oh, I see. So it
Yeah,
just means day 2, right?
It means game day basically, but it's not a game day. That's in the sense that you usually use the word game day.
All right.
I think we are just hosting the Lotus Field guy.
All right.
Also hosts. Yeah, I don't really see anyone that I know that well.
All right.
Think
Send you all to Aspiring Spike. He has been crushing with his Lotus Field deck. Then I showed it to Ari, and he's like, "I don't get it." And I also did not understand, which is why I showed it to you.
Yeah, I almost built a very similar version to it back in the day, back when Lotus Field got spoiled, because there is like you can do some really dumb shenanigans if you have Amulet of Vigor in play, and then you use Brought back after you play.
Oh, I see.
So that deck would also run Flagstone, so you can like go off in a sense.
There's a Flagstones in his hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you can like Flagstone. You can like play Flagstones, play Amulet, play Lotus Field, sack the Flagstones, everything on tabs. You brought back some stuff. You can sack